Good morning, Peter.
Oh, good morning.
Whoa. From out of
What's happening?
space somewhere. I don't know. You have an echo on your end.
Yeah, all
Um,
right. I think we got that fixed.
yeah, I think we did. It's good now. Good to go. All
I didn't
right,
even
guys.
hear like the theme song or anything. It was
Yeah,
all
no.
anyway. Great. Good morning.
Yeah,
That
good
was calm.
morning. How you doing?
Yeah, good. It's Friday of what's been a very long week. A good trading week, but I don't a very long week. I just had a lot going on and I'm exhausted. So
Mm.
I'm hoping that we can finish with a good trading day, whatever that looks like. So.
Yeah, looking forward to today, man. So much going on. Marcus looks to be a positive this morning. Hopefully, that can lead to some good trading activity. It is Friday. Even YouTube is acting up this morning. YouTube, we got our names all mixed up here.
Hmm?
I can't tell who's who because YouTube today is using the I guess their username instead of normal names that we usually use. So, for
Oh.
example, you see how weird this team Bareboot Traders at 11222. That's not normal. We don't see that.
Huh.
So everybody's name's a little different. Like CFC is only CFC, but today he got 6066. So YouTube is broken, at least on the usernames here. So very interesting. So leave it to a Friday for things to be funky. But nevertheless, what is not broken is Trading Terminal Gappers list here. Of course, brought to you by tradingterminal.com. You can always get there, go there and get more information. Everything green, nothing red. So a lot happening here right now to the green side of things. CYN
Uh,
continues its destructive path, up 80% today. So we'll see what's driving that. But yeah, everything in the green so far on the list here. So again, things looking very positive. Peter, I know we got some data that came out just 3 minutes ago or so. What's the latest and greatest?
I have to check the settings on my gap down list. All right, yes. Economic data, look, pretty boring, actually. We had all this PCE data that came out, and you can see I've got it listed here pretty much right on target. So, that's really not that interesting. Later at 10 o'clock, we do have the consumer sentiment. Also, this is like Michigan consumer sentiment. Probably not going to be that interesting. I don't know. That's pretty quiet. I don't I'm not that excited about any of that. Earnings also pretty quiet. I mean, we gotta have some hopefully good stuff coming up out of the gappers list. Otherwise, we're just gonna go back to the same old usuals. And Mike J, yeah, great. This is my Friday shirt, so I'm getting ready for the weekend. So, you know, gotta gotta get ready.
Yeah, like
Just a
it, like it.
reminder of what I need to do this weekend.
Yeah.
This is like my checklist. All right, what have I got to? Oh, all right, whiskey, and some more whiskey.
Sounds good to me. All right, friends, let's get to it. Let's look at our list here, starting with what's gapping up this morning. Again, everything in the green so far. I spy in the green, and a lot of our favorite tickers also showing some signs of strength so far. Let's see if that's going to hold. That's the question. Is this going to hold? Fridays we tend to see some nice sell-offs, so we'll see how the market open is going to treat some of these gains we're seeing early this morning. Let's start with the first one here, BBLG Bone Biologics, and this is up 90%, 16 million shares traded, hard to borrow. It is a low flow stock sitting under a million shares traded here. So already so far we've seen the nice push up and then the drop down. So I'm not sure how well this is going to be uh, going forward in the pre-market. So just be very careful. Again, doesn't look good, great
Bone.
right now. Active, very active with this pop here, all the way to almost 12, 11.72, as low as $4 when it started this morning, and then back down to 7. So the fun could just be over. But Peter, any news from the Bone Company?
The Bone Biologics, interesting name. 2 weeks ago, they had a 1-for-6 reverse stock split. Um, so I noticed that that took an effect on the 10th. Whoa, why is my alarm going off? Remember that. But I don't really see much that happened after that. Today, it seems like they've applied for a patent for bone regeneration technology. This is what they do. So I did, well, this is interesting. So they make orthobiologic products for spine fusion markets. That's I sounds
Heavy
cool.
stuff.
Anyways.
Yeah.
Um, This feels like the stuff that happens in current Hollywood sci-fi movies that usually goes terribly wrong. So, but anyways, they've got a successful application and it's getting some attention, which is what is popping them up today. I don't feel this will likely be tradable, but could be fun.
Yeah, yep. Should be fun if it starts going back up. Right now, it's kind of sliding down, so not sure how well that's gonna be. But yeah, we'll keep an eye on it, see how things turn in just a second. Heading back to our trading terminal gappers list, friends. CYN continues to move up here. It is up almost 80%, just bouncing back and forth here. The high is 25.89. The low for this pre-market session is 15.93. I mean, we saw some madness on this stuff yesterday, friends. If you missed it, here it was just
Madness.
incredible. This stock opened up early hours around $5. I think it was even lower, maybe around two or so. Who knows? Around $5. We'll call it five. And it's in the pre-market alone went up to 16, and it did a couple of holds at the market open, and then it just went insane. It really did. It went all the way to 42. I mean, Peter, we haven't seen something like this in quite some time. I mean, this is just the power of the NVIDIA name, man. I mean, how strong is this stuff? It's just
Yep.
wild.
That's what
Nice.
happens. You say you got some business dealings with NVIDIA these days, and I guess you get to you know jump your company higher. NVIDIA being now that they've got this top spot with them hitting all-time highs, they are now the most valuable publicly traded company in the world. So having taken
Fantastic.
that coveted spot away from Microsoft that's held it for a very long period of time. So Microsoft's not giving up, of course, but they're about 85 billion dollars ahead of them. So Microsoft's got to pedal hard to catch up. But anyways, do you
Yeah.
remember how to pronounce this company, Carlos? We talked about this
Uh,
yesterday.
oh, Zing. I don't know, man. Something like that. It was something
Oh,
Zinga. I don't know.
Sinjin.
Sinjin. Okay, I was somewhat close.
Sinjin, apparently.
I was somewhere in the field. Uh,
Yeah. Sinjin.
oh man,
Anyway, so
Sinjin. Yes.
I Christian is edumacating me here, saying that bone implants are an important part of spine fusion surgery for people with spine problems. I don't doubt it. I just know nothing about it. Again, it just sounds like the type of technology where they're like, we were trying this innovative, we were incorporating the bone tissue from a Bengal tiger and something or something. And anyways,
Mm,
so
yeah.
that's when
Yeah.
things happen.
Absolutely. It's a CYN. I'm gonna put this on my secondary list just because it's fun to watch. Probably not gonna trade it, but it is gonna be on deck here. So on the secondary list for sure. And we'll continue with whatever's next here on the gappers list. Heading down to INMB. INMB today we are up 60%. Immune Bio, 9.5 million shares traded this morning, so you can see a nice little pop there, some good activity. But again, we hit the peak so far, all the way at 15 and right back down to 9. So, Peter, looks like another bio company doing some stuff and moving a bit here.
Yeah, so this is a phase two trial results. It's an Alzheimer's trial, so that's good news. They're going to be hosting a conference call on Monday that are going to present the data, but they've already given sort of a sneak peek, and the stock price is reacting. So this is one that I very much hope that they have a lot of success with. I find Alzheimer's terrifying, so yeah. Good luck. May it
Yeah.
go well. Now, will it create tradable opportunities? We've seen this ticker in the past, so at least there's a little bit more going on here. Like I feel a little more familiar with it. But I still, these biotechs are really hard to trade. Almost 10 million shares though this morning, so it's moving. You have to see what happens after the open. You just never know.
Yeah, that's the thing. We'll have to see if it's actually going to continue with this or if the fun is over. But right now, dropping quite a bit. You do have shares for sure on this, actually. Let me double check here. If I click, what do we have?
Yeah.
7,000. That's nothing. All right. So that's not.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not gonna be around for long. GCTK It's another one that we saw a couple of days on the list as well, GCTK. And this one is up 25%. Hard to borrow. SSR had a big day a couple of days ago. This week actually has been a very big week for them. Look at this would have been Wednesday. Just a huge. I mean, I guess all the action was in the pre-market or after hours. Gapped up to 15, slammed down to 8, and yesterday gapped down to around 7 or so. Went lower. This is messy. I mean, I don't see how you don't expect this to go even lower today, right? So this might be just people bailing out here, getting some kind of hope, and we're back down to $6. So this doesn't look good at all, Peter. It's not tradable for me. We'll look at something else. But anything you want to add?
Not really. Like you said, doesn't look like it's going to be that much of a tradable opportunity. GlucoTrack is the name of the company, GlucoTrack Inc. Again, some study results. This first in human study for continuous blood glucose monitoring. So sounds sort of cool. I mean, and that is something that I mean, quite a lot of people utilize, especially if you've got diabetes. Right, you got to always stay on
Yep.
top of your glucose levels. But anyways, they're innovating a unique way to monitor it. But again, tradable? Probably not.
Yep. Agree. Moving down to another one that's got some earnings play here. Nike. So Nike up 11%,
Mm.
2.4 million shares traded. So we are seeing some action this morning. Beautiful gap up. Another new CEOs should be happy. Peter, what's the latest and greatest?
Well, they had earnings after the close yesterday, and it's one of these funny situations where they had lowered their numbers significantly, so they beat the analysts' expectations. But I like how now everybody's saying, yeah, but like the numbers were still really ugly. They weren't as ugly as we had forecasted. Um, they've announced a while back that they were having this turnaround plan that's supposed to re-energize them. So they're doing what they said they're going to do. That's the plus side. On the downside, they did say that they're expecting to take over $1 billion hit because of tariffs. They're directly saying the tariffs are impacting their business and blaming that for forthcoming earnings, not in the existing quarter, but they say looking forward, they're expecting to take another $1 billion tariff impact. That has been built into their forecast, so it's actually, all things considered, pretty decent for Nike to be where they are here this morning. Because with that type of news, often that would gap a company down. But I sort of like where they sit on the daily chart too. If you sort of zoom out a little bit, back at the beginning of this year, of course, Nike was a lot higher, and you can see they're sort of sitting in an area here where they're, in a gap zone where they could easily sort of move up to, I think, into the 70s, or if they want to sell off, there's certainly room back into the $64 range. So one way or the other, it might create movement, which is frankly what we need. Because look at those daily candles; Nike doesn't typically move all that much. So I don't know. I feel like it's me just being overly hopeful that Nike's going to have a decent day of movement that we could take a trade on it. Because usually it lets me down, but I think I'm going to watch it
Yep.
anyways.
Yeah, it usually what it does. It does let us down. So I have it here, and I'm with you, Peter. Today, I feel like today's the day. Today's the day where Nike's gonna do good for us. I'm gonna add it to my main list, and we'll see if it can deliver. All right. Back to our list here, friends. TradingTerminal.com, Gappers list. Oh, we got some stuff coming up on the gap down now. So I'm 3 there. So we'll take a look in a second here. Oklo. I have not looked at Oklo in some time. I know they were in play heavily. We had some really good trading on it a couple of like a week or two ago. And today they're popping up pretty nice. 6.1 million shares traded. Look at this action in the pre-market. Up 6% this morning. And yeah, it looks good. Looks like it could be one that's in play today, Peter. What's your thoughts?
Oklo, yeah, I mean, there's nothing really new on it. I shouldn't say that. The news is actually not positive. They actually got a downgrade, and there is some insider selling, which would normally imply that some of the insiders think that the price might have peaked. So a couple of directors, the co-founder and current CEO, has been selling a fair number of shares. So I mean, you always have to keep this in perspective. A fair number means they sold, 1 million. The CEO has sold about sorry, about 200,000 shares, to pocket about $4 million. It looks like $4 to $5 million, but they still own 10.9 million shares. So when I look at that and say, all right, so you're selling a couple 100,000 when you own 10.9. Again, like we keep saying, Carlos, maybe they need a new house, or they're buying
Yeah.
an expensive car, or need an upgrade on the yacht, or who knows.
Or
But
getting married. Jeff Bezos getting married. I'm sure that's going to cost a pretty penny.
or
3 day
getting
3 day
married.
wedding, right? So it's you never know. It happens.
Oh, that's the
Um,
yes, the
yeah.
massive
So
$40 million wedding.
right, right.
Yeah.
Sell a couple of shares, right? Don't skip a beat. So why not? So there it is, friends. I like it today. I like it. So I'm gonna keep Oklo on the list. I'm gonna add it to my primary. I like the action this morning. I like the daily. I like we're sitting on the daily as well, right, Peter? We got like an area of support at 56 here that we're somewhat trying to bounce
Hmm.
out of. We held this for the last 3 days. Was resistance before, could usually can become great support level. So we'll see. We'll see where it goes. And they can trade well when it's getting the volume. So hopefully that's the type of day we're going to have. Next on here, CORZ, Core Scientific. What a day yesterday. That's a nice day. 12 to 16 today. We're gapping up 4%. 1.8 million shares traded. We do have shares for sure, plenty. 10,000. Not 10,000. Missed a couple of zeros there. 10 million. So we definitely got some enough shares there if you like it short. Peter, what's I don't think we spoke about this one yesterday, so I'm not sure if you have the news on it, but had a bang up day.
Yeah, the news came out midday, so that's why we didn't cover it in the morning. So it looks like the cores are getting together. Core Scientific, this one we're talking about, CORZ or CORZ, is apparently in talks to be bought by Core Weave, another one that we're familiar with, CRWV. So they apparently are amenable to this acquisition, and that's what's got the stock moving. Will it
Well,
be tradable? Well, we haven't heard an actual price for this. I mean, it's just a rumor of a deal. And yesterday afternoon, again, when this broke, neither company came out to deny, which is usually a good sign that it's maybe happening. Now, this is not the first time that CoreWeave has attempted to buy Core Scientific. Apparently, last year they tried once and it didn't work out. They're trying again. So maybe
yep.
they came with flowers this time and a box of chocolates, and Core Scientific is hearing them out. So
Sounds good. Sounds good. Um, all right, let's get on to the next one here. CRCL is another one on deck. This thing has been pretty active, obviously up and down. Today they're up 4.4, 1.5 million shares traded. I mean, I've been watching on the secondary just because it's a lot of fun to see all the action, just like CYN there on the bottom banner. I am gonna add this one as well. I mean, how can we not look at it? But the likelihood of me trading it are very slim. But it's fun to watch. I'm not gonna tell you it's not gonna be on the list. Secondary for me, Peter. I'm not sure if you've been looking at this closely enough to actually take a trade on it, or it's just been entertainment purposes.
I've been watching it. Haven't found a trade opportunity, but it doesn't mean it's not trading well. It has. It has been since it opened. So. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a lot of fun too. Like the amount that it moves. Even these daily candles don't look that impressive when you look at it like that, but you got to realize that in each one of those little candles, there's still 10, 20, $30 worth of movement, right? So depending on the day. So yeah, like even you look at yesterday's movement, right? You got this tiny little candle in the daily, but when I actually look at it, that move off the open was like what is that? Like a $50 move or something crazy? Like like it's. Oh no, I'm back a couple of days. My bad. Sorry. Got to look at yesterday. Yesterday's move off the open was only $15. So, but still, like I said, it's fun to watch.
It sure is, man. Sure is. So I will have it on my secondary. Again, we'll see how it does. Always great. I wonder when
Have
it's gonna
you uh
start. Yeah.
have you bought any
Mhm.
stable coin yet? This is
No,
all about stable coin.
no, I
It's
haven't bought any stablecoin yet.
no,
I have
me
not.
neither. I guess
Um,
we're behind the times.
yeah, I do have like $150, $100 in coin. We're doing something to deposit some coin, and And I did that years ago, and it's just still there, but I don't even know if it's doing anything. I gotta log in. I
Maybe you
forgot
should
what
look
we're
at it.
trying
Maybe
to
you're
do.
a billionaire and you don't even know it.
Ah, that'd be nice. That'd be nice. I highly doubt it, but no, you never know. Let's take a look here. APLD is next, friends. This applied digital. Today they are up. What do we have here? 4.2. 1.4 million shares traded. Not the best intraday trading ticker. I mean, we've seen better, of course, but they have had some really nice days. Like at early June, look at the volume here. When they get great volume, they're trading like this. That is nice. So, not sure if that type of volume is going to come in today. The daily looks like it wants to get something going here today, Peter. So maybe a far secondary. I'm not sure how well it's going to be when those bells ring.
Yeah, I don't know either. Not one that I've kept a close eye on. It has been on and off our list over the last couple of weeks, I would say, and not interesting enough for me to put a lot of attention to it. If it pops up and some of our members say it's in play, then I'll take a closer look at it.
Yep, absolutely. I'll do the same. Heading back to this list, let's go through it. So we did, wrong button there. We did the top few so far, and again, it's a lot here on the gap up list. Trying to look closely. Anything else we want to cover, Peter? We'll go to you. Anything else you like on the gap up before we get to the gap down list today?
I mean, most gapping up today. Yesterday we had some interesting move on the semiconductors, and we were watching a couple of different things that didn't always go as expected. SMCI was one that I know a lot of members were pointing out because it looked like it was going to drop, and then had a decent day yesterday, moving higher. But and then on the other side, I know that people were watching Micron, and it did not have as good of a day. It actually dropped yesterday, but it's green. No, no, sorry, it's the only semiconductor that's red this morning. It's so. Um, but Tesla is a green one that I just yesterday I was gone for in the afternoon, so to me that's when maybe it had some tradable opportunity. But oh my God, it was ugly at the open as I was watching it. I was just looking at it going,
Yeah,
I don't know what to do with this thing. It's just it was like, yeah, look at that. Like that is
that is
that
dark
that's
cold.
where you
Yeah,
can really, yeah, if you're perfect on your entries and trade management, you can make a lot of money. Usually what happens to people is this is where they just get chopped up like crazy, right? And this could be very painful type of stock to be in. So yesterday was not an easy day to trade Tesla.
yeah. Yeah, because a lot of us, not all of us, but many of us, me and you are breakout traders, right? There's nothing breaking out here. So if you're a range trader, you can do well, flipping back and forth here. But if you're looking for a breakout, you're not getting it here one way or the other. It just didn't go long or short. It just didn't happen. And it was like that the entire day, really. I mean, it was pretty bad. Um, all right. Tesla, any other ones, Peter?
I mean, those are the main ones. I mean, I can see a bunch of stuff that's green. The quantum stocks seem to be green this morning for whatever reason, but not by much. Yeah, like they're not, like I've been saying all week, not really their week. This doesn't seem to be the week for quantum. There's not a lot of news. They're not moving with any particular urgency, up or down. But yeah, Carlos. I mean, it's just the usual characters: Tesla, PLTR, NVDA. All those ones that we like to watch, even Apple, right? To keep an eye on. They're all sort of green this morning, but they're not doing anything particularly exciting so far.
Yeah. Nothing explosive yet. I'm gonna add Tesla to my list here. I know I saw it on headline. They are fire there. Well, they didn't fire their North America and Europe sales exec exited. He left, right? So after a year of being promoted, so that's interesting. So he didn't get fired. He just got probably led to the door a little bit there. But we'll see.
Yeah,
We'll see if that shakeup
led to
means
the
anything.
door.
Yeah, he's got like here's the exit sign.
Here's the
Take your
exit. Do you
stuff.
feel like
Do
walking
you feel like
through?
taking your stuff
Do you
with you
feel
as
like
well?
taking it?
And don't come back tomorrow. But it's Thursday. Yeah, just don't come back tomorrow.
Yeah.
you know, get the hint. But there it is. Tesla friends are gonna be on deck this morning. We'll see what's happening. And yeah, let's look at the gap down this morning. Only two. There were three here, but not a whole lot gapping down today. CRMD. Let's take a look at that one first. This morning they're down 14%, 787,000 shares traded. You can see here a nice drop over the last couple of days. What's the float on this thing? 65 million. So it's not a low flow stock, but it is. it looks messy though, right? With the way these candles are and how much volume we're trading throughout the day. So we don't get a whole lot of volume on this one. Gapping down, we do have shares for sure, which is good, 1.5 million. I don't know. I'm on the fence, Peter. It is a lower price stock, which I don't like as much. I'm on the fence on this one.
This is a secondary offering, so maybe that'll
Oh,
help,
yeah,
get you off the
yeah.
fence. Yeah, they're adding another 10% to the inventory pool with 6.6 million shares offered at an expected price of about $2.86. Look at where the price sits. So,
Yeah, Peter came over. I was sitting on the fence. Peter came over and just pushed me over to one side, saying,
yeah,
"No, no, you're not. You're not on the fence.
pushed
This
you
is a
out.
bad catalyst." So yeah, but I don't like that. Let's take a look at the next one here. It's going to be MP off the gap down list and a down 4.5, 402,000 shares traded. MP Materials. Have we looked at this before? It must have been some time
I don't
ago.
think so.
I know Apply Materials. I don't know MP
Oh,
Materials.
you know what?
I
Maybe
don't.
maybe we did.
Okay.
Maybe we did. I think maybe once or twice it was on here. This is one of these rare earth material rare earth mining companies. Anyways, so they're dropping as rare earth the cost of these minerals is expected to drop slightly as China lifts some of the bans that they had on it. Remember, they were not selling them to the U.S. after the whole tariff debacle and discussions. So the Beijing has said, you know what, we'll ease restrictions a little bit. So that just means that MP, can't sell their stuff for quite as much as they have been.
Yeah, yep, exactly. Um, I don't know. Yeah, I'm not gonna watch this one. I mean, they've been moving well over the last couple of days here, all of June actually, going from 18 to 38, right back down. It's just typically not something I watch. It's gonna trade well in the intraday, so going to probably leave that one alone. Another one making its way in the gap down list just now is QS. So QS had a big day yesterday, and today they're pulling back a little bit here, down 2% after being nicely in the green around $8 or so. So kind of pulling back here this morning. We do have shares for short on it. I don't know what the news is, but big day for them yesterday, Peter. Not sure if this is something that QuantumScape. Oh, I didn't realize the name. Is this is this Quantum or is it something else named as
No.
Quantum?
They're not actually. They've been around for a while because I actually used to use this in some of the webinars I talked about because I traded them back 2020, maybe 2019 even.
Hmm.
But they're a maker of EV batteries. And they had an announcement that they are planning to basically they've got a breakthrough, they're calling it, in EV battery technology that they're able now to take to mass production. So that was sort of what popped it up yesterday, and this is just sort of a second day play. It's selling off a little bit after that news.
Yeah. Not sure about this one. We'll put it on a secondary. We do have shares for sure on this, so maybe we can see something come out of it. This is a weak secondary. It might not even state it, but I'm gonna put in the secondary list for now. We can always come back to it. All right, friends, that covers our gap up list and down for today. Peter, anything you like that we haven't covered yet?
On the gap down, well, I did mention Micron. Again, not one of my favorite trading stocks, but it sticks out because it's the only red semiconductor that I'm watching at this moment. We were talking sort of stable coin, but the crypto offerings all seem to be negative this morning by a little bit. So if you're looking for stuff that's gapping down, Coin, Riot, Mara, uh, MSTR, MicroStrategy, or I thought they were just called Strategy now. Anyways, MSTR. Have they not officially changed their name yet?
Yeah, that was supposed to happen, but maybe some
Yeah.
exchanges have not changed in it. And I think sometimes even just the platform, like maybe if we go to a different platform, might be a different name depending
Mm,
how they get their data, right? So, but yeah, they did
yeah.
change their name. Yeah.
Yeah, because I see it. See it here on Trading Terminal. It's just called Strategy, but if I go to the DOS platform, it still says MicroStrategy. Anyways, whatever. MSDR. They're all gapping down, so those are interesting if you like that sector. But it's fairly quiet today. Like there's really not a lot that's really grabbing my attention here on this
Yeah.
Friday.
Yeah, seems very, very quiet so far. So we'll see what's going to shake things up for us today. Um, let's start with our YouTube chat. Friends over on, not sorry, not YouTube chat, our members tab. Members tab. What do you guys like this morning? Let's take a look here. What you guys have on deck so far. I know it's a little bit quiet, so we'll just pull up a few tickers if you guys have anything you want us to look at. I see Amazon being mentioned over on YouTube while we wait for members to throw some stuff on there. Amazon, again, pretty quiet, showing strength, similar to NVIDIA, very quiet, showing a little bit of strength, not much, just slightly above their previous day close. A lot of these that are our usual suspects are just, borderline red or green, not with a whole lot of movement, right? So we're seeing that today. POTR is a good buddy of ours. Let's take a look what POTR is doing. They're up on 1%, but again, nothing explosive. They do have great volume. So I do like watching POTR, so it will be on my list. I know Tesla and POTR are on my list every day. Yes, I understand, but they're just that good. So we keep watching them. They are just that
They're
good.
just that
Um,
good.
Meta is the Meta's been pushing good here. You just gotta watch the market open though. Like right now, there's no volume whatsoever. Had a great breakout yesterday, but pre-market you're not gonna get a whole lot. I can put Meta on the secondary list. Just remind ourselves to look at it again at the market open, see what's happening there. CYN dropping. What's CYN? What did I just do there? Ooh, I'm sorry. CYN. Here we go. CYN. Oh, I turned this on. I turn that off again. Hold on a second, guys. I'm gonna just exit and reopen my platform because I hit Shift C instead of just typing out. That happens sometimes, and then that's got to be some kind of hacky or something. Um, Thankfully, I have my montage locked for that reason because I've done that before, Peter, where you hit Shift and you
Yes.
try to type a ticker, and then that's usually could be a hotkey that can mess things up. Um, but CYN at the moment, you are wow. This is not a bad drop there. Down nicely, tons of volume, hard to borrow. I mean that's the type of action you would expect out of something like this. Again, just be very careful. And man, I hope nobody's stuck here trying to go long, thinking it's going to go to 42 and are in this mess. So hopefully you're not. I know you guys are great traders, so I know you're not going to be stuck in this. But yeah, some action. And this is what we like to watch. This for me personally is a lot. This is entertaining right here. Look at this.
Yeah.
This
Like
is
you
beautiful.
know,
Yeah,
well, I'm not sure if if you just call up a stock when you show where it halted, you could see like yesterday this thing halted like what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Like it halted
yeah,
like, I don't know, like 15
yeah,
times over the course of the day. Like, if you need any more warning signs, this is just risky. So, and it was
yep.
just halting all day. The afternoon it stabilized a little bit, but yeah, between the open and 2 p.m., 15 halts. So,
Yeah. This
yeah.
is look at this flush here. This is wild, man. This is where things start getting scarier. People end up blowing up their accounts. So hopefully you're being extra careful on this thing. But we'll be on deck for sure. All right,
That
let's
all happened
check.
in like that happened in less than 1 minute too. Like it just flushed. That's
Yeah, yeah, and that's the dangers of pre-market. It's no volatility hold, so it just can't keep going. And yeah, just be very careful. All right, one more here, two more AMD, and we'll look at RUM as well. AMD is pretty flat. It's got some good volume though, 3 million shares traded, and AMD has been trading pretty nice. So I will add AMD to the list. Let's put it on here. AMD, gonna put it on a secondary for now, but we can always move it up. But yeah, AMD has been fun. And then last one here we'll look at is RUM. Let's see what RUM is up to this morning. Oh no, 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 no. There's nothing rumbling here, friends. No, it had a great day yesterday, but today it's just there's nothing really happening. And I wonder how great this day was yesterday. Was it anything good? Actually, it was pretty good as far as trend. Volume was weak, but the trend was very clean, cleaner than we normally see, right? So do I expect that to out of Rum? Probably not. But if you see something great, guys, call it out. We'll take a look at it during the market open here. But right now, nothing happening. All right, and Rocket Lab, two more. Okay, two more, I promise. Rocket Lab and then Big Bear. So we'll look at Rocket Lab and we'll look at Big Bear just because I like the name. RKLB is it's up 2.31 million shares traded. Their daily has been awesome, Peter. Look at this. Rocket Lab has been doing some stuff. Again, not a whole lot of volume. What
no.
happened? What happened yesterday? Yesterday had a big move. Looks like just right out of the gates, big pop, and then from there it's been sideways. But this big gain yesterday was pretty interesting. 32 to 36, almost 37. a little bit of a drop, and then just sideways here. Oops, sorry, I'm not showing you guys the right chart. Here we go. So very big action. Almost seems like on news, but then you think it'll be on news, but then you look at the daily. They've been doing this for quite a bit now, so they've been moving pretty well here. As far as intraday trades, I like Rocket Lab more than I like trading it. So I like the actual company, the name of it, but for the most part, trading is could be tough. So won't have it on my list. If you guys see something great, call it out. And then Big Bear BBAI, Big Bear AI this morning. What a name! They
Right.
had they had a couple of really nice moves here over the last couple of days, right? But again, I difficult to trade. I have not really been watching it closely, Peter. Not sure if you have, but some really nice trading here on the daily looks like.
Yeah, Big Bear is like I was saying the other day, not one of my favorite AI type stocks to watch. The trading price action normally is a little stilted for me, and it is a one of the rare ones that sits on the NYSE, the New York Stock Exchange as well. So, like I said, yesterday though, I mean, it had some decent movement. You got to keep in mind this is a $5 stock, so you have to manage it and trade it a little bit differently than you might others that are more expensive. But I don't, I would look at other AI offerings
Yeah. Yep.
myself.
Agreed. All right, friends. Let's stop here. I think we got a good list. Again, not a blockbuster list like we had yesterday, but we'll find something to trade. All of us watching things, call it out if you see something great. And looking forward to the market opening. We have our usual suspects here. We have Tesla. We have PLTR. I didn't add Nvidia. How can we not? I put Nvidia on the title. How can we not have Nvidia here, front and center? I'm gonna add Nvidia right there. There we go. Nvidia, of course. And yeah, should be a lot of fun. All right, let's get to
We're,
our. We're Go ahead, Peter.
they just, you were talking a little earlier about Rocket Labs. I was looking up what they were actually doing. They
Yeah,
launched another rocket. How many rockets are we launching these days? It seems like we're just putting so much stuff into space. It's got to be crowded, getting crowded up there. But anyways, they launched a rocket, and you gotta, I love how everybody likes now to have creative names on their rockets. I guess it doesn't really matter what you name them, right? They remember rockets back in the old days. It was like Apollo 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pretty boring. Now, I think Elon started this. Everything seems to be named creatively. So this is the third launch of a rocket for their client Hawkeye 360 that is putting a radio cluster, radio frequency geospatial analytic satellites in space. And the name of this rocket was Get the Hawk Out of Here. So
uh,
that's
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 the
that's
actual name of the rocket.
that's
So
pretty cool.
so
It's better than
anyways.
Apollo 4, 5, 6, 7, right? I mean, that's pretty cool.
It's yeah,
Yeah.
but sometimes it's tough to like. Have you ever watched one of the launches? I occasionally used to watch the launches of some of the Elon satellites, and it was like they were named like, you know, why am I doing this today or something like that. So, but just to try and watch the announcers say, we're about 2 minutes away from why am I doing this today? Going into space, and like it all gets odd
I
for them to
think
try and be serious as
I
they're
think that's
saying these
part
names.
of the joke, right? I mean, you can see Elon sitting
I
there laughing
guess.
at them every time they say something like that. But yeah, that's funny, man. That's funny. Make it interesting
Bodie
somehow.
McBoatface. That's one of my favorites. Yes, that's a whole
Oh
different
man, good
situation.
stuff. Good
Anyway,
stuff. Speaking of rockets and launching things, man, did you hear what the latest issue with the Boeing could have been? The seat, the locking mechanism on the captain's seat. So as the plane tilted up, the seat went back and he pulled back the throttles, and that's how he lost engine power.
what? Really?
Yeah, that's the latest thing that's out there. That's what they're saying that might have caused the crash. The
Really?
seat was not locked, so when the plane tilted back, I mean, it's something so simple, man. So when he, of course, when a plane tilts up, your seat, you get that pressure back, and I guess he reacted and he held the throttles. That's the last thing I saw. So
What?
I'm like,
Why?
man, I
Why do
hope.
you have reclining seats in the
No, no,
cockpit to
they're
begin with?
not reclining, Peter. So what happens is they go all the way back so you can get in, and then you move
Oh,
in because you got the controls
oh, I
next to
see.
you, and then they
And they
lock
lock
it. It's
in.
not they're not reclining.
Oh, I see.
Um,
Okay.
but yeah, so I'm thinking like, wait, if
Anyways,
that happened, why the co-pilot didn't notice? I guess he was in. I don't know, but man, that's crazy. So they sent out a Boeing, not a recall, but they sent out a message to double check those locking mechanisms on 787. But that's crazy. I can't believe that's it. But that's not official yet.
With
It's one of the
with
theories that's out there.
Yeah, that seems odd. Like with all the safety features and that, they wouldn't have some sort of alarm or something to say, your chair is not in the locked position or something. But in any event,
I don't know,
well,
man.
look, as you said,
Craziness.
it's not confirmed. A little speculation, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah, yeah, we'll see. Yeah, that's just a theory. There's so many theories out there we don't know yet, but in a few more days we should know. Everybody's looking forward to see what the heck happened. All right, friends, we're all set. I mean, quiet day right now. I like my list somewhat. Let's go over to bearwithtraders.com. You can always check here and click on webinars and see what's happening for the next 2 weeks. Today is Friday, so we'll jump right to Friday. And over on YouTube, guys, hit that thumbs up. We really appreciate it. I haven't commented much because some of the names are weird. Like I'm used to seeing the actual names of people and I know who you are. But now all these usernames, it's weird. So hopefully YouTube, I'm sure they're gonna fix that soon. But yeah, let's get to what's happening today.
Maybe we hit a button somewhere. Who knows? But all right, guys. Like Carlos said, it's Friday, and that means that we really only have one thing happen. We don't usually do a lot of webinars on the Fridays, give an opportunity to sort of ease into the weekend. We do have the boot camp prep meeting for anybody that's interested, or I should say, anybody that's already signed up for the next boot camp. I was talking about this yesterday, and the Peak Capital Trading Boot Camp is a great, intense opportunity to really accelerate your trading journey. If you're interested in that, you can get more information at peakcapitaltrading.com. And if you're already signed up, then you should attend these prep meetings. It really sort of helps you get ready. So you want to get the most out of that camp when it starts. The next one will be starting in September, but it's never too early to start going to these prep meetings just to get yourself oriented and ready to go. So if you want to check that out, Mike's doing that one today. You will have the information emailed to you, and you can get access to it through the dashboard at P Capital Trading. So you log in right there. So, and Samir, absolutely, it's the fall boot camp. That's the one, yes, that starts in September. So last one of 2025. So yeah, if you're interested, that's the one you would sign up for. If you're interested in joining us here geez, my goodness,
Bareboot
I can't
Traders.
talk today. Yeah, where are we?
Just in
No.
case. No, we're not
Oh
in Big
my.
Bear. We're in Bareboot Traders.
Well, that's what I almost said
I
at
know.
Big
It
Bear
sounded like you
Traders,
was
and I'm
going
like,
there.
what the heck is happening? Anyways, it's only been like 8.5 years. You think I would know by now? Anyways, uh, at at Bubba Bear Trading, uh, join us here. Go to bearbulltraders.com and you can get all the information. If you want to join with people who are much more fluent in the English language than I am, then maybe you should join in the chat room and they will talk you through trading. You could join a great community from the intro right through to the Elite Annual. All those membership options are available. The Elite Annual is on sale right now with our July 4th sale. You can get that for 50% off, and it's a great deal. So if you want to check it out and join, then now is a great time because you get a discounted code. Zombie in the chat room is asking, would I recommend P Capital for new traders? It's one of those where it depends on how new, Zombie, to be honest. It's pretty intense. So it's great for new traders who really want to sort of get started quickly. That being said, if you started trading like 2 days ago or just 2 weeks ago, you might be too new. But if you're asking me right now, you've got lots of time to at least get some stuff in order, right? The boot camp is best if you've already set up your technology, right? You've used it for a little bit, you're familiar with the software and the platform, because then you're not dealing with all those technical issues. You can sort of focus on the stuff that tends to impact traders more over the long term, which is, how do I establish and manage a good strategy? That's part of what we help you with, right? How do I manage my own psychology, which is 80% of the game right there, right? If you're caught up in all the technical stuff, it's just going to distract you from what the big value is out of the camp. So I would say, like, if you're absolutely brand new, then you might want to wait till the next boot camp. But if you've been trading for just a couple of months and started to figure out what your trading journey is starting to look like, then this will absolutely help. All right.
All right, absolutely.
Okay.
All right,
To you,
friends, let's get
Carlos.
let's get some levels in here. And we'll start with PLTR. PLTR on deck this morning. Actually, you know what? My list, we'll start with NVIDIA. Let's go with the order of the list at the bottom. We'll start with NVIDIA. Take a look at NVIDIA here. We're surrounded by the highs and lows of the last two trading days. I'm just going to add the high of the pre-market over at 156.50. And the low is actually in the green at 155.40. 155.40. So I'm just going to do that. And once you do that on the daily, you can see here, you're just surrounded by the highs and lows. There's nothing up here. We're hitting all-time highs, and we do have some levels towards the bottom. And I think that that is where it's set. Steve, yes. So Steve just Googled it. I'm telling you, I saw it this morning, and I think it's somewhat confirmed that that was what caused the accident. Like the headlines are very bold that the locking mechanism, and I'm like, I can't believe this. You got two working perfectly engines, and you fell back and you pulled the throttles back. That's wild. Now, why the co-pilot didn't push the throttle up? He probably didn't realize it, man. It's just crazy. It's happened so fast, right? But man, yeah, I'm gonna look it up as soon as I'm done with this gappers list here. Let's take a look here at Nike. Nike's another one that's in play today. Low of the pre-market 68.11. So I'm gonna slam that there. And then towards the top, friends, 60, 69, 68. So another good one as well. We're gonna go to the left here. To go to the left, to the left, to the left. Like what was that, Beyonce? I said that. And we're gonna go 79, 93, and then we up here we have 72.62 towards the bottom, just in case 66.28. I'm hoping Nike can trace well, but it's not gonna be my first go-to, man. They let me down so many times. It's like the Foot Locker, the Macy's, all these retail type companies are pretty sketchy with their intraday trading. So let's see if Nike's not gonna let us down today. Let's look at Oklo this morning. This one has traded very well. I love the activity we're getting today in the pre-market. This looks very good, guys. Up 6%, 1.8 million shares traded. They've been known to trade very well, so I'm looking forward to that. And then here it is, 56, 57. It's a good level, and once you do that, I think you're set as far as how many levels are on here. Actually, one more. Because we are very close to that high of the pre-market at 59.97. This is a pretty big one right here at 62.71, around that area. You can see how much we're slamming into this level here, here, here. So I do want to have that marked as well in case we do push higher. And this thing could move. Like look at the times it has ran up or down. It can move very, very well. So 62.71 is not far-fetched at all if we get into that position to get going there. Tesla, pretty quiet right now. Was in the green, was in the red, pretty flat for the most part after what seems to be three really very active days here. We're flat here, just kind of stuck in this range for a while, and then boom, just bursted out here, right back down with some positive news, negative news, and now just kind of flat. Yesterday was literally the one of the worst days I've seen on Tesla as far as movement. Hopefully today we can break out of that range and that funk that we had yesterday. 327.79 is the high of the pre-market. 325 is the low. 325.03 to be exact. And once you do that, if you zoom out on the daily, you can see you have the highs and lows for the last two trading days here and here, doing a really good job. And they cover a lot of the recent levels because we've been stuck in this range, right? So we've been stuck in that range there, and we really don't have anything else. If we were to break up towards the top of the range, we do have a level at 334.87, and then towards the bottom, we do have 316.77. Looking at PLTR is the last one on deck, and then we'll head over to what our team is watching. We'll head over to send the chat room over to Andrew and those guys to trade live. And if you want to see those guys trading live, you can do so. Head over to bearwoodtraders.com. There's a link there that gets you in for a week for just 19 bucks. 146.25 is the high of the pre-market. No, let me go back here. There's way too many levels here. Let's delete everything. Let's refresh. Let's do the high of the pre-market, 146.25. There we go. And the low of the pre-market over at 144.90. Once you do that, there's so much highs and lows here for the last two trading days. I don't think you need to add anything more. I mean, what other level can you possibly fit in here, guys, right? Keep it nice and simple, and it works very well, right? So let's do that with PLTR. And once I do that, I think we're all set. Peter, what is our team watching this morning?
All right, so our team lists are slowly filtering in here, and we'll start with Lenny, who often has the master list of things to watch. He's going to be looking at Amazon, AMD, Micron, NVIDIA, Tesla, and Nike this morning. Nathan's watching the Magnificent Seven and the AMD, which means all of the big tech stocks. Thor's going to be watching his futures, as always. Andrew, he's got sort of a big list today. He's going to be watching Nike and CRCL, NVDA, Tesla, PLTR, and he's got Rigetti Spaghetti, RGTI, on his list. So keep an eye on that. Mike's watching Amazon, Tesla, Nike, and of course the scanners. Phil's going to be watching Amazon, NVIDIA, Tesla, Nike, and CRCL. And Brendan's in with his list watching SMCI, AMD, NVIDIA, Tesla, and CRCL. I just realized didn't put my list up there, but so far I just have Tesla, NVIDIA, PLTR, AMD, and Nike. I think I'll add CRCL just because it's been moving the last few days. I don't haven't loved it, but you never know. There's going to be one of these days where I'm going to find an excellent trade on it, and then I'll regret not having watched it earlier. So we'll take a look at those. Carlos, of course, has his list at the bottom of the screen as we are, winding our way towards the open. What is the time here? I've lost my clock again. 9:21. All right, we
922.
still have, yeah, we still have some time. So, anyways, whatever you're watching, guys, you always want you to trade smart. Take it slow. There will be another trade opportunity. Don't force yourself into something because you feel I need to trade, right? I've got to find something. That's usually how you make a mistake. Carlos, as we've been doing this live now, it's been great actually because it's actually pushing me into trades a little bit earlier, and
Yeah.
I think that we can help each other out, right? There's accountability
Yeah,
partners, finding good trade
it
opportunities.
works, man. It definitely
So
works. I mean, I'll be honest. I am less likely to break my rules because I don't want to look like a fool in front of people. So I'm actually sticking
yeah,
to my rules
there you
more
go.
than I usually do. I mean, not that I'm the Wild Wild West over here, but I'm sticking to my rules. I'm like, I don't want, Ray Tricks Trader saying, "What the heck you doing to me?" No, 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 no. I want to trade clean, 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 clean. So yeah, it works. All right, friends.
Excellent.
We'll hand it off to Andrew and Brian in the chat room trading live today. They had a man a gangbuster day yesterday. Jeez, man, they were just crushing everything they touched. They had an awesome, awesome trading day, and I'm sure they'll be doing the same today. So good luck to you guys, and we'll start flipping over so we can prepare and switch to our screen. So take care, guys. Trade safe.
Trade smart.
All right, just gonna flip,
Yeah,
mute.
got to switch my platform as always. Off we go. Get everything going here. Let's go, Carlos. Woo!
Let's go. Let's
Oh, my
go.
discipline. So I realized yesterday for the first time, Carlos, well, I'll share this with the members later this afternoon when I'm in the chat room. But so I have been really lucky, right? I have owned my lovely car here for 20 years, and I've been driving it every summer. I drive it. It's my daily driver over the summer months, and into the fall. And I just, I take it everywhere. And,
Yeah.
it's been great. Zero repairs and cost, but my luck finally ran out. I brought it in for a coolant repair. I got the quote back as to their estimate of what it might cost to repair.
Mm-hmm.
$10,000.
Wow. What was the issue?
The coolant system.
Oh, the entire system.
Yeah, well,
It,
they're recommending replacing the coolant pump off the engine. I mean, a lot of it's labor because you got to drop the entire engine to do anything on it. So there is that. But yeah, and really they said it's a single hose that has failed, but they recommend replacing the entire coolant system. And I'm like, so you're suggesting a $4,000 preventative replacement? I'm like, no way. Drop it, take a look at it, see if it actually needs replacement. If it doesn't, I'll use the same cooling pump. This is ridiculous. So. Anyways,
yeah.
yeah, I
Yeah.
know. And
Oof.
it's a 996 actually, and it is a 911 turbo. So yeah, I mean look, it's a great car. I said I've ran it for, decades with zero problems. So I got nothing to complain about. But
Yeah. Yeah.
um
I mean, at
but
this
it's a
point, it's
great
not.
car. Like,
It's also just. I mean, the history on it with you, man. I mean, it's more than just a
yeah.
car, right? It's like your baby, right? So it's a little bit different. Uh, this is how they. This is how these pet doctors get you to pay a ton of money on insurance and all that stuff because it's your baby, right? It's not
Yeah.
just a dog,
Yeah.
So yeah, I get it. I get it. That's
Yeah.
a hard one to
Yeah.
swallow though, man. That's a tough one. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
ouch.
Anyways, it's just a big bill. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing, right? Like they've got this list. I've got like these 2 pages of repairs, and most of them are hoses that are all like hoses and clips and gaskets, and they're all like $10 parts, 5, 10, $15 parts. And then suddenly you have the coolant, manifold, $1,600 or $2,200 for the engine coolant mount. And I'm like, what the hell? So.
Chief Big Toe One. It's a big, beautiful bill. It damn sure is.
There you go.
I like
Yeah.
that. Big, beautiful bill. Oh
How
man.
much is it worth? My car probably is not worth that much because it's like I drive it. It's not a garage
Garage
vehicle.
Cap, Darling.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. It's
Like
just
when I brought it in, I've been driving it through the rain for a couple of days, so I was a little embarrassed when like they brought it off to because it's dirty. It's very dirty right now, and so she needs a bath. But other than that, like yeah, and I've got like 110,000 kilometers on it. So what is that, like 60,000, 70,000 miles on it? So like it's been driven. I put it on the track a lot. I redline it. So if you do the engine analytics, right, one of the things they rate the value of Porsches on is how many times do you hit the red line? I've done that quite a few times. So
yeah.
anyways,
I mean,
it's all good.
I'm all with that, man. What are you gonna just keep it and not use it? You gotta use that thing.
Yeah,
Can't let it sit there and go to waste.
yeah, absolutely. Anyways. No, no pressure from my wife to get rid of it. No, it's my car. She knows. So it is what it is. Look, I just spent over $2,000 on her Kia. So, you know, it's, it is what it is. All right, let's talk trading because I need to make some money to pay for car repairs.
Long CYN, my friend. Long CYN.
Yeah. No, yeah, I don't know. Like I'll
YOLO
watch
that
it here.
thing.
We'll see what it's going to do. Um I'm watching Nike just to see if if it moves. Again, it's not looking great. Volume, good volume pre-market. I don't even like the way the price action looks pre-market. I know it's Tesla's looking pretty weak going into the open here, so we'll see what that does. And yeah.
Membership, yes, membership day. We won't forget this time. We forgot 2 days back to back, and you guys reminded us just right when Andrew's about to log off. So we'll do it tomorrow. I mean, I'm sorry, not do it tomorrow. We'll do it today. Today for sure.
Yeah.
We just got to remind Andrew when he comes on so he doesn't forget. Um, we've been having so much excitement. Membership has been, even you guys been so excited. We all forgetting. We're enjoying the trading. Nothing wrong with that. But yeah, membership today. And so I remind you guys again, you gotta subscribe, you gotta like, and you have to comment to be in the drawing. All right, 20 seconds to the market open. I got my 1 minute, I got my 5 minute. And let's see where the action is. Brian and Andrew are good to go. I
See what
see
we
them
can
here in the
get.
chat room. They're ready to rock. So let's see. Mm.
All right,
There
there's
it
the
is.
bell.
Ding 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 ding.
God, is Tesla
Let the
just going to drop off
games
the open
begin.
again?
Dalton, yes, yes, Andrew and Brian,
Oh my
they're awesome traders, man. I'm sure you guys miss them on YouTube. We miss
God.
listening to them because we can't hear them because we're not trading live, but we appreciate the positive side of it, which is we get to hang
Tesla.
out with you guys. So we appreciate that.
Tesla gave no pullback. It just dropped again today off the open. I was hoping for
Yeah,
a little
man.
bit of a
Yep, yep,
pullback, and
yep.
NVDA dropped and then popped.
Uh,
Oh, look at Nike pop up here. Okay. Oh man, look at the pop on NVIDIA. Okay.
Yep. Look. So when Andrew rings the bell, we might be able to see him. We'll have Bloomberg up. Which is bell he's ringing? New York
You
Stock
think?
Exchange. Yeah, because
Yeah.
and Bloomberg does it live
Yeah.
every morning. They share this live, like who rings the bell. Is he doing New York Stock
Yeah.
Exchange, right? Because when I see the
He's doing the close though, I think. Isn't he ringing
they
the
do the
closing
close
bell?
too. Yeah, they do the close too. So
Okay.
we'll make sure to record it and then broadcast it later.
Mm.
So all right, cool. Uh, Nike predicts sales slumps has hit bottom. Okay, man, Tesla is on a tear. All right, waiting for
Tesla.
3 minutes before we can join any party here. See what the action is. And 1 second, I forgot to update something here. There's gonna be no charts for a second, guys, while I fix this here. Okay. RCL, US. Anything you like, Peter, so far besides Tesla? Seems to be gone on you.
Mm. Yeah, Tesla just dropped on me here. It looks like that NVIDIA is not showing any strength.
Amanda's looking like she probably has 20 trades this morning. Amanda, how are you doing today? Oklo, we'll take a look at it. Yeah, Mo, I'm looking at AMD. Before you even mentioned, I could see AMD is pushing nicely here. So I want to see if I get a pullback. That looks strong, but it doesn't seem like we're gonna get one. It is taking off here. But yeah, I like AMD for a possible 5 minute RB if we can get the pullback. But is leaving us. Come on. All right, we'll find something else. PLTR really weak today.
Yeah.
Any recommendation for long term holds? I don't know, man. I don't usually recommend anything, but I like to look for stocks that you know are not gonna go bankrupt, companies, and you can find them at a good value, right? So you kind of like the Warren Buffett type strategy. Um, I don't wait 10 years. I saw them way before that. Here's Tesla. Tesla, maybe a possible 5 minute RB breakdown. It is pulling back here. We saw something similar yesterday on on a play. Let's see. Yeah, I think I might like Tesla short for a 5 minute RB. Let's see how these few candles close. The higher it gets to the VWAP, the better. And if you can reject from that, I would like that quite a bit.
See, I'm not good at these momentum plays at the open, Carlos. I was trying to get
Yeah.
NVIDIA. I thought I'd take NVIDIA when it pulled back to VWAP, and
Mm-hmm.
I went long and added to it, and then it just chops around. I'm like, I can't. I don't enjoy holding through these choppy things.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, I'm
Yeah.
watching AMD just nice and slow and steady higher, and I'm like, oh, why couldn't I have taken that one?
Right. I hear you. Um, Here's Tesla. I like this short opportunity here. Once I see some weakness, I'm gonna go short. But we gotta see the weakness. We gotta see a red candle come up here. Cannot go above the VWAP. I mean, it could, but it's just got to come down and settle down below the VWAP.
Mm.
And then the target will be at least the low of the day, hopefully. All right, there it is. Testing the VWAP. Oh, looking strong. Looking strong. BA, what's BA up to? Yeah, BA is pushing higher. Yeah, that's it's a nice move. Here we go. yes.
Tesla's a Tesla's a tough trade, I think, when it's doing this type of stuff, right? Because it can always take off.
Can always take off, yeah, but I think we're in for a good short. Yeah, I'm gonna go short now. Let's see if we can break down at least to the low of the day. I don't think it might last long though, man. I think it might we might just get one test and then we're going to probably shoot up. Because everything seems strong. I mean, everything seems somewhat strong besides PLTR. Besides PLTR, PLTR is a bloodbath right now.
Wow, yeah,
Actually,
look at
yeah,
PLTR. Wow.
PLTRs. I've been looking at it, but it has not given any pullback yet. Like Tesla gave us a pullback here. Let's see if
Right.
we get some weakness, but no pullback on it. There's Tesla. We'll stop out at 3. We gotta give it at least $1 on this thing, I would think. Um, Buff 323. Yeah, it's not doing it. I want that drop to happen really quickly, and it's not. So we're gonna bail on it. All right, we'll come back if it does something. SPY is pushing higher, breaking out of the range, so that's good. Oh, don't tell me you're gonna fake me out
Mm.
like POTR did. Was it POTR yesterday that faked me out above the re-up then came back down? I think it was POTR.
Uh, was it?
POTR was the one that made me stop out, and uh then we got a good short on it. Was it POTR? I forget. I posted it on X. Let me see what I did. Where we had the VR fake out and then shorted again. I think it was PLTR. AMD, yeah, guys, AMD is strong. I mean, I was watching it, but I didn't stop watching it. Didn't get the pullback in time. Oh, Nike strong. What is Nike up to? Yeah, it actually is. Good possible 5-minute RB on it too. Oh, sorry guys. Started reading something here and
Okay,
responded.
I'm watching here. I'm really regretting not getting into AMD. So this is
Oh yeah.
but oh well, what can you do?
Um. Yeah, no man. I know you called IMD. A lot of you guys did, and I was watching it, but for some reason I started looking at something else. Looked at Tesla had a better opportunity. Because I thought it was not gonna give us a pullback. Like it just kept going. So I'm like, this is not gonna work. And it did give you a nice little pullback here, and then when it went off to where it's at now. So yeah, I missed it because of doing some other stuff. But that's okay, man. We can't catch everything. We'll find something. We usually do. So I'm looking at Tesla, see if we're gonna. Okay, we're doing. Are we bouncing off the VWAP or are we going short? I like Tesla. Or are we in chop like yesterday? The pin message has a bad link. Thanks for letting us know. The team Bearable Traders 12222 will look at that and hook it up. Let me see. Is it bad? You sure? I'm gonna check it. Yeah, something's wrong with the link. Yeah, they'll fix it. All right, I'm gonna go short Tesla here. Um, I'm sure they're listening in, but I'll tag them. I'm sure Tesla listing. Please check pinned message. All right, and I'll remove that one so people don't get confused. Let's remove that. Oh, damn it! I did something else. All right, I'll let them do it. Let's focus on trading. And all right, Tesla, go to the low of the day, break down to 300 so I can start the weekend. And
Break down to
and we
300.
yeah, let's
That's
just do it, man. Let's
not
just
not
yeah.
overly aggressive on that. All right. 300, why
Come
not?
on, 300, and let's uh let's crack the whiskey and do what we got to do. Long POTR now. Long POTR. Wow. Okay. Hey, I can see it. I'm probably not gonna join you, but I can see it. I can see it. Possibly.
A little early for reversal plays, I think, but I mean,
Yeah, I think
it's not
so
saying it couldn't
too.
work. Could.
Yeah, I think so too. Let's see here. Cause you think typically. Um, yeah, this is not a VR breakout. I'm trying to get a 5 minute RB breakdown, but it's not working. The VR breakouts are much different than this trade here that I'm trying to do. You need to retest. You need to it's a lot that needs to happen. But maybe Tesla's just gonna go back to choppiness like it did yesterday. I guess it was pretty bad. That's how choppy it was. Let's see. Let's see what it does. I'm watching it closely. Looking. Oh, Nike. This is the stuff with Nike and it being. Look how choppy it is here, guys. This is just all over the place.
Yeah.
Typically, oh, we have boy stocks like this. Um. All right, Tesla not selling down, and the 5 minute actually doesn't look um bearish at all at the moment. It actually looks bullish, if anything. But not
Yeah, it's
bullish
like
enough for me
I'm
to go long.
looking at NVDA here thinking, it looks like a breakdown. I just don't like the fact that the market is looking a little stronger at the moment. But
Oh, Nvidia, Nvidia, come on, Tesla, don't give us a hard time. Stop playing games with my heart. It's my heart.
stop playing games with my heart.
Who's that? Is Backstreet Boys or NSYNC? I don't know which one is. One of those two. I had a girlfriend that was like obsessed with these bands, man. Back in those days. I
Obsessed with
went to
what?
those bands, the group, the guy group bands. He
Oh,
was obsessed with them these
okay.
things, man. She actually made me go to that MTV TRL outside on Times Square. She actually made me go to that. We cut school to go
Okay.
to that. I think it was for Backstreet Boys
Wow.
or something. Just craziness, man. Never seen so many girls screaming and shouting at the same time. It was wild. All right, Tesla's not cooperating, so I gotta bail out on Tesla. Yeah, I'm out. I'm out on Tesla.
Yes,
Um,
and NVIDIA is actually dropping.
it was Backstreet Boys. They see confirmed. Okay, good. Here it is. First, is that the first halt on CYN? CYN first halt here.
Uh,
Coming
ooh,
up.
on the way down too.
Yeah, yeah. The fun is over on this thing, guys. It's gonna get so wild, so be very, very careful. You longed it when I shorted Tesla. Yeah, I'm off sync, man. That's a good long if you did. I'm not trading well today at all. It's a great long actually. Look at that. That is beautiful. Glad you longed it here. Hopefully it goes green for you there. But yeah, I'm so off this morning. Um, POTR. This is what Peter was talking about. Right? It might be a little too early for reversals. You gotta be careful. It can go either way here. Like this is a tough trade. It's trading well as far as volume and movement, but it can go anywhere right now. So, how do we take this? Maybe we don't take this. I don't know, but it can go in any direction today. What is Andrew up to? I don't got Andrew's screen up. I left my screen up. Let me close my screen. Actually, no, let me leave it open. What is Andrew doing? I haven't seen his
It's pretty
trades.
quiet. He tried a long on
Okay.
NVIDIA and got stopped out. He got long on AMD. That worked out for him. He's
Okay.
been watching a
Nice.
number of things. OKLO is one that he had an eye on. But and I should have taken NVIDIA short here right when I called it to you guys. It did drop back to the low of day. Looks like it might
Yeah.
actually go lower too, but I did not take it. Take the damn trade.
Peter, your calls are. I'm just gonna take your
No.
calls. You just keep calling things. I'm just gonna take them.
I know, and then I don't take them.
Uh,
Oh well.
BGL
Oh
up
well.
400% from yesterday. Previous day close at 20. Yeah, this is so dangerous, guys. Be careful. Like, yeah, that's wild. Blue gold. Mm. Mm-mm-mm. Careful. Nike, yeah, Nike going from levels to levels from 79.93 to that 72.62 we had in the daily. I mean, it is trading well today.
Surprisingly, yeah. Write this one down that I failed to take here. Oh well. Carlos, eventually I'll start listening to myself.
Yes, yes, yes,
I don't
yes.
know why I'm so
I know
afraid of
you
these
will.
trades at the open. I think I just have so many years of bad history of not doing it well that I'm afraid to take my own calls.
Yeah, but you know what? After being around so long, you just might not realize that you're better than what you think. You know.
Yep.
So yeah, just gotta
Oh, look at that.
trust your
Look at
gut.
that move. Ugh.
Hims is added again. Yep, I see that. Friends, remember today is membership day, so make sure you're hitting that button, you're subscribing, you're doing all that fun stuff.
Mm.
So you can be part of the action. So yeah, don't forget membership day today. So three things. You gotta subscribe, you gotta hit the like, and you have to just comment in chat once. You gotta say, "Good morning, Carlos. You're so handsome today," alongside Peter. And I think that gives you it allows you to get ahead of a few people if you do it like that. Your chances are much
Yeah.
better.
We'll
So
we'll we'll bump you up if you do that.
yeah, yeah. Make the algos work for you. Um, yes, yes, yes.
Flattery will get you everywhere.
Absolutely. Really should be Andrew's handsome. He's the one running the thing, but we'll take it. We'll take it.
Yeah.
It really should
Yeah.
be Andrew.
We'll put
He's
in a
the
good
one.
word.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We'll
True.
put in a good word for you. Absolutely. Oh man, what a day! Today's great, guys. I see a lot of really good moves, man. I traded the worst stock ever, Tesla, for today. It's a great stock, but for today, it's just so bad. Maybe you guys could do a bit on free journaling for beginners. We could later when it gets a little calmer. We could talk about journaling a little bit. We can't go into too much details because we want to look at the moves, whatever. But we can maybe around 10 o'clock after 10:15. Everybody's saying Carlos, you're handsome. That's great. I'm gonna show this to my wife. You see? Look what the people think. Are you not
That's right.
entertained?
You gotta save those. You gotta,
Yeah. I should just
that's what
say them. Be
happens,
like,
eh?
they don't gotta know. I just we're giving something away. They don't gotta know that part. Just gotta tell them, hey, this is how the people feel
That's
about me.
right. Yeah, it was completely unsolicited.
Yeah.
Just
I don't
dynamic.
know. It's just this just got going, went viral. I was just like, I just took it in. What can I do? I'm not gonna fight the crowd.
Yeah.
It's NVDA. Wow, Peter. You guys take NVIDIA
Mm,
short?
yeah.
You guys take
See,
NVIDIA
look,
short?
why did I
That is
just do what
awesome.
I say?
Andrew
Oh
Andrew's
my goodness.
Andrew got music on. I feel like he's got some EDM track on because I see him going like this.
No.
He's,
No,
he's
he
no,
was
you might
just
not hear
talking
it. It might
very
be in his
anime.
headphones. It might be in his
Yeah.
headphones. Oh, we
Well,
know.
no, he's just got an animated conversation going on. He's
Oh,
talking.
good, good, good. He's talking about What is he talking about? The PG-13.
Oh yeah.
Okay, okay.
Yes.
All right, good.
Uh, why do
Okay,
I not listen to myself?
there is Andrew's trade. Look at that. Beauty.
Yeah. AMD is his big trade, $30,000 trade for him. So,
Very nice. Someone emailed me yesterday. They were like, good email, nothing bad, but they were asking me, hey, I saw Andrew's newsletter. He made 60, 50,000, whatever, on a day. He's like, how can
right,
I make 3,000, 300? I'm like, well, wait a minute, hold on a second. Let's put things into perspective, right? Like, gotta understand what his account
yeah,
size is. And
yep,
he's trading with a $8 million account, his trading account. So, when you
right,
think of it that way, it puts things into it's like less than 1% almost, right? So I mean, it puts things into perspective, right?
right,
But I always tell
yep,
people, new traders, you can't go out there thinking you're gonna make, even with a $40,000 account, that you're gonna make 1% and make 400 a day, right? You got to really think about literally risking $25 to make 50, and if you could do that consistently over and over again, then you slowly, build your way up, right? It's like gears on a car. You don't start in gear four when you're standing still. You start in one, and then you go two, and you go. And the engine tells you when to switch the gears. You don't even got to know when to switch the gears. The engine will tell you. Next gear, please. Your trading will tell you. Next risk, please. Don't go out there thinking you're gonna start at gear five. You're gonna blow up the transmission. So be mindful of that, right? It's all about experience, and step by step you'll get there. So all right, very good, very good. Yeah, we were doing that yesterday. What can BBT stands for? What else? And there were some ones that we gotta be careful with. But the best beautiful trades, yes, that's a good one. Big booty traders was another one, and I could picture me and
big
me and
booty
Peter.
traders.
Picture me and
Why
Peter
don't
walking
you be
around with
looking
some
at my
big
booty?
booties, right? Some big booties that we
Yeah.
got in Mexico. Me and Peter is just hanging out in one of these booty meetups.
Mexico, some concrete injections.
Concrete Jackson. That'd be weird and weird at the same time.
Uh, yeah.
um, I would love a membership. Yes, good luck to you. Membership at 10:30 when Andrew comes on. So yes, 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 we'll get that membership set up, and it's a year membership. It's a good value, guys. It's like a $2,000 $3,000 giveaway.
Yep.
It's pretty nice. Pretty nice.
Indeed.
Wow, Tesla long, friends. I hope you guys did take that concrete injections. Yeah. Oh man.
I've never understood. It always seems to be these weird tales out of the southern U.S. where these people have agreed to these treatments, and they're just,
What treatment?
anyways,
So what's happened?
like they're trying to get, bigger booties, and then they
Oh,
get concrete injected into their butts, or I don't know. It just seems
yeah. Hey, so
always seems
some people
a shame. People are getting
some
taken
people
in by this.
just they want the look. Uh,
Like,
and some people are just afraid of getting old. They're scared of getting old. It's part of the process, man. Enjoy every part of life.
yeah,
Like I see this.
you know,
No, I
and
can't say that. But you know what? Who cares? This will be a Snapchat clip of our whiskey, weapons, and Wall Street
I was
episode.
gonna say, do we need to put it on our other
This would be a little
podcast?
Snapchat as a trailer. You see these
Yeah.
gorgeous women that they can age very well, and then they do this lip thing. Like, what are you doing? And then the lips look like, why do they look like that?
Yeah.
You could have aged elderly, beautiful, and I don't want to kiss that. I don't want to kiss. Do I want to kiss? I don't want to kiss that. Now, if we gotta be careful here because we offend some people. If you are in that group, I respect it. I'm just saying my opinion, but I respect this. I respect everybody. I like everybody, but it's like you're beautiful the way you are. And I think that's a song too. We should play that song later. Um, but yeah, it's a beautiful thing. To be just like you are. All right, let's see.
I agree, but What do we know,
Hopefully,
Carlos, right?
hopefully that's not my wife asking what the heck you talking about. Yes, it is her, but it's not asking me that. um. All right, friends. Man, I missed so many great opportunities here. Yeah, Andrew's long NVIDIA. Andrew's long NVIDIA. Right at the VWAP breakout. Let's see. AMD short. My good buddy David. Man, do we trust it? I mean, the SPY is rocking so hard, man. I don't know if I want to go short anything. Given how the SPY is moving, you know. So I want to be careful
Yeah.
with that. Um, and Andrew went long Nvidia, but if Nvidia does our move, right, we can join the party here, right? So what do we look for? We look for the pull, the breakthrough, the confirmation, the pullback here, and then the confirmation, right? So here's the pullback. Let's see if we get the confirmation. We can go long on this. This is an actual strategy that what the heck I was trying to do on Tesla here, short. So let's see. Let's see. Here's the pullback. Next candle coming up in a few seconds. Okay, this is why we wait. Don't rush it. Let this candle close. Let's see what the next one's gonna do. Because it could be a view at fake out. We don't want to get caught on that, but we want to get caught on the way up here. Here it is. Next candle. What do we have? Are we pushing higher? Confirmation. Is that what you want to do? Struggling. I want to
Yeah,
see
it
it
does
just
look like
get just
a
above
potential
here.
long.
I want to see just above there. SPY's doing its thing. I don't want to see it get above that 56.20. We're not going to have the best entry, but we will have more conviction of what's actually taking place here. Oh, okay.
Mm.
Hold on.
Andrew's looking for NVIDIA to move higher.
Yeah. I hope he's right so I could join in the trade here. Here it is. Another. Oh, okay. Let's go. Let's see. So we're long Nvidia.
It's
Man, that was
it's just
sneaky Nvidia. That was sneaky. Like it
yeah,
went
it looked
up
like it
and
was
it's
gonna
just
go, and then it just
it got me, man. That
like,
was very sneaky. Still not a bad entry, but that's not the confirmation we want. I wanted that right there and then the push up. That was
right.
very sneaky Nvidia. Try to get yeah, that was weird. Still not a bad entry, but not the one we were looking for though. Confirmation was suspect. Um so
Uh,
let's see. Let's see. Usually you get the nice little continuation, you get a little buffer on your entry. Yeah, I don't like the way that took place there. We'll give it some room. At least you gotta give it at least 30 cents. But I just don't want to see it settle below the VWAP, right? Even if it comes to VWAP, as long as it don't settle. And when I say settle, I mean a candle closes and another one opens and it shows weakness. Like that's kind of like what I mean by settling below the VWAP, right? Like this is okay if it comes back and retests and push back up, that's fine. But if you start seeing like a trend forming below there, then that's when you start getting a little worrisome.
right.
Let's see if we get 156.50.
Mm.
I thought I muted this. Okay.
Wow, good pop on the markets. The SPY and the
Yeah,
Qs popped up.
it's definitely helping our costs here on
Andrew's already
NVIDIA.
taken some partials.
He has. Well, he had a better entry, right? His entry was
Yeah.
Much better than ours. Yeah.
I should have gone in with you guys. I saw what you were seeing. It was sort of doing that support move at the view app, which is good.
Yeah.
So.
Let's see if we can get a push here. Rich by now. Good morning, Carlos. You're so handsome. See, out of nowhere, people just think I'm handsome. That's a beautiful thing, man. I like this. I think we'll do this every Friday. Oh man, it's lovely. No, we're and again, guys, we're just playing. We love to have fun. Um, all right, let's see here. Can you imagine somebody just came in, didn't see the message before? They're looking at this guy, Rich by now, saying, "What the heck is wrong with these people?" They have no idea what took place
Yeah.
and why they're doing it. Ah, that's good. That's good. Does Carlos pay for? See, like I'm Amir. You came in. Does Carlos pay for comments? He probably thinks I pay those people to say that. Carlos has bats in chat saying to he's handsome and beautiful. Come on, NVDA. Give us the good stuff. See the spies running up. Give us something here. It's a tough push for NVIDIA too because right they're sitting here at all time highs, and it's tough. It's tough to get
Yeah.
going. You guys are the best. All right, so 0 for 2 right now. And could be 0 for 3 with this Nvidia trade. Tesla did not work out, and Nvidia is just struggling. My stop loss could be all the way down to 155.95 easily. I just don't want to see it go below the V-up, right? But it can easily be all the way down here, where we had the last kind of support, buyer support showing up. But I just don't want to see it go below the VWAP. So hopefully we can get a move up above 56.50. Trying to get at least 30 cents out of it. DEI for membership, handsome DEI. Oh man,
You're
that's
still
good.
raking in the comments there,
It's
Carlos.
still
Look
coming
at
in,
that.
man. I thought I was
Sometimes you
gonna
just gotta ask.
have a quick death, but it's working. The plan worked.
Yeah.
NVIDIA wants to. Look at the SPY NVIDIA. Can you just look over at what the SPY is doing and just fall in line?
Yeah, just follow
Just,
along, eh?
yeah.
Do the
Like,
same.
yeah, I'm getting
Doesn't
out. I don't
seem to be
like
the
it.
day for that.
I'm getting out of break even. A little bit below break even. We lost. We lost a little bit, not much. And my stop is lower. I just don't. We're not getting the move.
Mhm. Yeah, I thought it would for sure be taking off at that point, at least to the high of day. Well, not
Yeah.
high of day necessarily even, but just over like 156.70. But yeah, you're right. It didn't go.
It
So,
looked. It looked really good. The spy's looking good. I mean,
hmm
I just don't get it. And it could still happen. I mean, guys, it's only 10 o'clock, right? We're 34 minutes into the market open. It could still happen, but I just don't want to sit through a pullback. I'd rather get back in if we're gonna get long here, but I don't want to sit through a pullback um below the VWAP. Seriously, who's buying the overpriced market? Everyone. Everyone. I mean, you saw the Peter, what's the Nvidia analyst target? 250, right?
yes. Well, I mean,
It's
there's a bunch of them, but yes.
yeah, I mean it's oh come on. Nvidia, we're doing this?
Nvidia's gonna, I think it's just gonna mess with you today, Carlos.
Yeah,
It
I'm
feels
gonna
like
leave it
it's,
alone. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it's messed with me. It is Friday. Oh, what a beautiful long on Tesla, friends. Hopefully, you guys took advantage of that. AMD was a trade today. AMD, and I had it on my secondary list. AMD was the trade. This is what Andrew traded. This was the one. I looked at the wrong horse today, but AMD was good. POTR for the short was great, but I was watching POTR closely today. It just didn't give me a pullback, but POTR was on it. Um, but it's just no pullback whatsoever. And this is why we say careful with the reversal, because if you look at this pulled back, Peter, you mentioned this, right? And it's so early that it was just a pullback to grab onto the nine and go even lower, test the low of the day, and drop some more. And that is kind of what I was looking on Tesla. I was looking for that test of the VWAP and then hit lower, and it didn't. And a little fake out, low short again, and man, it got me good. It went the other way completely. So Tesla was not nice to us today.
It was not.
What is BA up to? BA is pushing higher. What's driving BA? You know what? Because this, if the C thing is the issue, unfortunately, that's not a Boeing thing. That stuff is on the pilot's checklist. It's their job to make sure they lock their seat in. It's on the pre-checklist. So if you forgot to do that, that's that's no good. Now I don't know. We'll have to see. But Boeing's showing some strength here. Carlos needs to change his YouTube handle to Beast Level Sexy. I love it.
I haven't heard
Let me
that
show
one
my
before,
daughter
but all
something.
right.
Yeah, yeah.
Beast level. This, yeah, NVIDIA. NVIDIA's making it look very enticing, but it is being annoying.
Yes, yes. I think Nvidia's gonna go, man. I think it's gonna go somewhere. Not sure if it's up or down, but it's going somewhere. Friends, reminder. So, yeah, membership giveaway today. So hit that thumbs up. Hit the like button. Make sure three things: like button, subscribe, and also comment anything in chat. Good morning. Comment your favorite ticker. What is your favorite ticker, by the way? You guys, do you have a favorite ticker, Peter? It's still AMD. Like, what is your
You know what?
all-time favorite ticker?
Yeah, AMD's got to be the all-time
AMD.
favorite. I mean, current favorite, NVIDIA. I trade NVIDIA at the moment more than
Mm-hmm.
anything.
Gotcha.
So,
Your all-time favorite would be the one that if you have to trade one ticker for the rest of the year, what would it be? Nvidia or
for the
AMD?
rest of the year,
For the rest of the year, one
hmm,
ticker.
right now, NVIDIA. It's just more
Nvidia.
likely to move, right? At near all-time highs or at all-time highs here, it's going to
Mm-hmm.
give better movement, I think, overall than AMD.
Let's see what we got here. Nvidia, Tesla, Nvidia,
No,
AMD, Hims.
yeah.
No, Hims is just. I don't know about Hims. That
Flash
could
in the
be
pan.
that could be tricky. Socks, L, Hood, Tesla, Tesla, Tesla. People love Tesla, AMD, Hood, Nvidia, Intel, DSA, Intel. Oh, that's a that's a new one.
Really?
Why?
Wow.
Um,
Yeah.
you think they got something coming? Nvidia, Tesla, Hims. I'm surprised at how many people pick Hims as the one they would trade for the rest of the year.
Yeah,
That's
I don't know about
why?
that. I
I
mean,
mean,
6 months of trading on hymns, that like who knows? In 2 weeks it could be dead and then you're stuck.
yeah,
I
or
mean, this is
maybe
all
we're missing the
theoretical.
boat, Peter. Maybe we're missing it because if
Maybe.
I'm looking at Hims, and if we go back just for the last 6 months, it's been pretty wild actually. It's been
Yeah.
pretty wild. I mean, 30. I mean, again, we're saying that we don't know how
Hmm.
great this intraday trade days are for the way we trade, but as far as movement, it's definitely movement. There's definitely movement. I just don't know. But man, today's Ames is crushing as well. Ames is doing his thing.
Just doing its thing.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah. Wow. NVIDIA is so messing with it's just playing around here.
No, I'm not. Are you in Nvidia? No, Andrew, I'm not. But I
No.
want to get in. had to get out, man. I got out. Oh, you got out before me. Oh, see, Andrew got out before me. I didn't even know. I thought we got out together. But yeah, I want to get back in, man. It's just, uh, I we gotta wait. It's gonna go somewhere. I think it's long, but we just gotta wait. Um, but Andrew got in here. His entry was right in here at the VWAP, and then he took a partial all the way up here, and then we stopped out here because this is not a good candle. Like we need a good continuation, boom, boom, boom,
Right.
but we just didn't get it. But I don't know, Peter. Now it's really setting up above the V. I like what I'm seeing, man. Like this is it wants to go. It wants to go. What do you guys think
I hear you.
in chat? Here's a challenge, right? Like right now is the good entry. You get the best risk reward, but a lot of uncertainty. If you wait, you're not gonna get the best risk reward, and then it can be tough to get in. You could get in actually for a 5 day breakout. Not really. Not with this wick over here. What's this? Hive the pre-market breakout 156.50. Is this also a 5 minute ORB breakout? This, we could actually trade it for a breakout of 156.50 if we like. What does a 5 minute look like here? Yeah, if you use the body, there's a lot happening here, man. It's 156.50. It's a lot going on. Let's trade the breakout. Let's trade the breakout. Breakout of 156. We'll do that. There's a lot going on here. I hope we can settle above this now and at least try the high of the day. Stop will be, we'll give it like about 30, maybe 40 cents. 156.20. Let's see. Let's see if the momentum can come in if we now can do this. But I think the stock has the power. The ask is there, showing up 156.60. Let's see if they can pull us in. Okay. See if they can pull us in. Pull us up. All right, that's working out. I don't want to get greedy, but I want to be patient. Um, and I'm also thinking I do want to cover the loss, the slight loss there. So it does cross your mind. You shouldn't trade like that, but I'm gonna take a partial here, not because of all those thoughts, just because I don't know. It can always come back. I want to at least take something off here. Like it starts off really good, and then it's just loses like that momentum. See, like it doesn't. Yeah, it just doesn't has the juice. Let's look at the 1 minute. Struggling. We're not finding enough buyers up here. I want to take this higher. Didn't like that candle. All right, once again, we're trying. You can do it. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. I got you guys on the wrong chart. Here's the more exciting one. I got you guys on the daily. Sorry about that. Just looked over
Oh
and
no,
saw.
NVIDIA's finally
Yeah.
moving.
Yep. Yeah, sorry about that. I just saw your message. Yeah, man. I had it on the wrong screen. Um, but it's the resistance up here is real, Peter.
I
It's
know.
not doing it, man. I'm probably gonna get out. Yeah, I'm getting. It's too much resistance. It's just struggling so much. I'm getting out. I might regret that, but I wanna leave the trade green. Uh, I'm not gonna regret it because it doesn't have it. Yeah, there you go. I knew I was not gonna regret this. It doesn't have the juice. Um, I don't know. It's not doing it fast enough. And then we're gonna be sitting here at 10:30. This thing
Hmm.
is gonna be at 160. You'll see. But it's not.
Yeah,
It's just not
could
doing the
be.
move. Yeah, it's just not doing it fast enough.
Look at Hims today, though. Hims today is just moving like a boss.
Yeah. Now the problem with hymns is again, we you guys know we talked about this before. There's just no play for me as here as an entry. Like where you get in. Like yes, you can get in here. But what would have been? There is a 5 minute RB very early on that was very clean. So that was nice and off a pullback too. Like this was great. Um, but I was looking when this was happening. I was focused so hard on POTR and never gave us a pullback, unfortunately. So, mm, 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 mm. AMD looks so good today. Yeah, Nvidia's gonna be doing it. Nvidia's gonna do it. I got out too early, maybe. Hard to
Oh,
trust.
NVIDIA. Should have taken
Hard.
NVIDIA long as well. Wow.
Yeah.
I just
I
don't,
mean,
I didn't trust it. Well,
I'm
Carlos,
out of
maybe
it
we should
now.
have had,
Yeah.
yeah, we should have had a little more confidence.
Yep.
Oh,
Yep.
well.
Hims is unbelievable. Hims, AMD. I mean, these stocks traded so well today. PLTR, that's a short, but didn't give us an opportunity. Even Nike did better than they usually do. Oklo, nothing there. Tesla, let's not forget about Tesla. Slow and steady, but beautiful long. What else we have here in play? Friends, QS, Meta, AMD, MU. What did MU do today? Oh, beautiful. Breakout above the VWAP here. Mm-mm-mm. Mm. Did Andrew did not get back in on Nvidia. Okay, so
You
he
did
didn't like it
not,
either.
no.
He did not. He didn't like it. Yeah, like it's giving signs, but it's not following through. But at least we covered the loss that we had there on Nvidia, so worked out. Served its purpose. Hood. What are you thinking about on Hood? Hood reversal, Ravi. Um, like reversal now back down, like here, or are you talking about like from down here? Throw some numbers at us so we can take a look.
SPY and the Qs have hit temporary high here.
Oh, you've been long already. Okay, awesome. Yeah, yeah. So you took a long from the lows to the VWAP. Nice. Getting out of Nvidia, no steam. Yeah, yeah. What's it doing? It's gonna, it can still do it. I think it's gonna go. We just don't have a good timing on this because it's just not doing it right away. So if it goes sideways like this, unless you have a great
Right.
entry right away, you can't survive these pullbacks. And Nvidia could drop, right? So um every time we're getting the signal to go long, like here's a great signal. Okay, we got a little bit and then right back down, right? So we're not getting a nice continuation without a heavy pullback. Look at it here. Like for example, I would have been in this. I would have stopped out at break even now because it's just you're getting very deep pullbacks on Nvidia.
Yeah.
It is trending
Tesla.
higher, but it's pulling back more than what
Look
we would
at
like.
Tesla. Tesla did an about turn. Look at
About
that.
face. Yep.
Yeah. Just, oh man.
My
Time for some
150.
whiskey.
Yeah. Um yeah, yes, it would have held. I agree. The 150, right, we said our stop would have been here, our original stop. It's just this didn't like the setup, man. It looked pretty poor. And now it's gonna break. See, like there you go. Shows you the momentum. Is it actually going to do it? We're not getting enough buyers to push through. Boom, 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 boom. Who owns Tesla in chat? How many people own Tesla? I was thinking if I should get a Tesla. I love the the full self FSD, full self driving. I just
Hmm.
don't know if how well is it in this area though? Because I did it in Florida. It was really nice. How well is it in Jersey though? New York? I think it's got to be a little hectic. Anybody
That's
driving a
a
Tesla in this area?
that's a good
How's
question, actually.
yeah,
Plus,
it's
with the
very
street
different.
lines, like they
That's
don't.
the yeah.
Winter weather tends to, make
Mm-hmm.
the lines harder to see, which is always
Yep.
harder in the cars, self-driving vehicles.
Mm-hmm.
You notice you notice they're always, Carlos, doing these tests in California and Texas and places, right? I've never heard one of the self-driving tests in Jersey
Yeah.
or
Yeah. Or
Seattle even,
Manhattan.
or yeah,
Oh. Yep.
yeah, like that's the real test. Streets of Manhattan. Yeah, if you can do that,
Yeah. Oh yeah. There's
you gotta.
tons. Ben. I mean, every cab driver that drives an Uber in New York has a Tesla. I mean, not everybody, but there's tons of Tesla. But I'm talking about the FSD. How is it here? Like, is there some roads? Because when you go through a place where the roads is a little shaky, the Tesla will tell you, "Hey, FSD not available," and you got to go manual drive. In Florida, when you go to a certain place, I'm asking here, does it do that a lot, right? Does it ask you to manual drive because the roads ain't clear? Or, I mean, New Jersey has the worst roads in the country, believe it or not. So even with the taxes we paid, um, look at
Look at that.
NVIDIA.
Oh, NVIDIA. I know.
You
Carlos, you and I are
son
watching
of a.
going, what are we
Where's my
doing, man?
thing? Where's my?
Oh,
No, I can't show that on YouTube, but I'm just gonna. My goodness, come on.
it's just, I know.
Ah, it is what it is. FOMO traders, yes, this is pure FOMO because we
I
had it, and
know.
it's just it played us, definitely played us. The batteries explode if they get wet. Come on, no, it's not true.
It's
Will
more
the cameras get
Romo.
foggy or low visibility? Okay, okay, yeah, cameras get foggy, low visibility. That's an issue. Okay.
Foggy. Really?
Have a drink of whiskey for each missed trade. We'll be drunk by now, so we can't do that.
Yeah.
Not today.
Then I'll start taking trades that are imaginary because they're not
Yeah.
really on the chart. They'll just be in my head. That's usually not a good recipe.
I had yeah. Candy, were you in this too? Yeah, and even now, like it's going, but it's not going. It's just I'm gonna
Yeah.
stop looking at it. It's not trading as clean as we would like. We're not used to this out of NVIDIA. Um, After the fact, somebody's gonna look at this chart. Like I'm gonna post this on X, and they're gonna look at it and be like, "What is wrong with you? You got in, stopped out. You got in, stopped out, and there's no test of your stops at all." Yeah, this is questionable trading here. Um, but they don't know the process that we share here with you guys. They don't understand what's going on, right? Are we reading the price section? But it is very weird these entries and stops at break even. Ah, Tesla. Let's see what's going on here. OTR just went sideways. This could be a good reversal um if it starts moving. Circle of internet. Nothing. QS. Nothing. How about Meta? We spoke about Meta earlier today. It's meh. Not great.
Yeah. Not
AMD.
great. AMD started off pretty good, but now it's just in a range, it looks like.
Pretty Bird. You know what? There was no. It kept. They were kept showing up, but this disappeared very quickly on the level two. So the question is, was there any indicator on the level two stacked on the ask, right? And they were. I saw a couple a few times. I got in. I saw a couple, but they never. You never saw anything after that. So we ran through a few, and then nothing came after. So it just didn't pull the price fast enough. Here it did. On this one, the level
Mm.
two was awesome, and it pulled it up and it took apart. So it was great, right? And that's what we got. I got a great feel because of that too. Because when the level two on the ask is in your favor, you send that order, you get a great feel. If it unless it's in the opposite way, right? So that plays a part of it too. But then it just disappeared. Like they just went away. They all disappeared. So uh, at least they were not right at the money, or not at the money. It's not the right word. There's no intention to fill. Like there's some asks that when we're hanging out here at 57, someone asked me and I forgot to answer them. There's a bunch of asks at 157. You know, but we were down here, so that's not really intention to fill. It's not close to the price action, right? So um,
Right.
you look at the 5 minute on NVDA, it looks so good. It looks so good. Wow. All right, Peter. What else we got? What else you have on deck? What else are we trading?
Nothing. I got nothing at the moment. Nike, we were watching earlier, again, moved up decently off the open, but now it's just sitting in a range. Um, yeah. Hims looks like it's hit sort of a short-term top anyways,
Yep.
but
Spikes up 30. Are you NC Trader? Your logo looks like NC Trader. The names are all messed up because of YouTube today. There isn't much volume. Yeah, there's. It seems like there's not. I don't know. It seems like I don't know if that's actually the case. Ah, correct. See, I can match the thumbnail with the name NC Trader. Yes. Um, MSTR, AMD,
did we
AMD.
pick a setting that maybe shows
No,
that
it's
all differently?
I think it's all on YouTube because I went to somebody else's channel and it's the same thing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
same thing, eh?
yeah. I went to
All
another person that's live. Went to one of our competitors. They're not better than us. They're not.
right. Well,
But yeah, let me see. I got somebody else's live. Let me see somebody else if they. Oh no, their names are good. Why are their names good? This other person's names are good. How come our names are weird? And why is he getting donations? $5? It's not fair. I used to. I used to I used to like the donations when we used to donate to different causes as NVIDIA breaks out. That was fun. Like
yeah,
whatever you guys would donate, Andrew would think do 50% or match it or something. And we'll pick
yeah,
every month we're picking like a different association, like mental health or this or that. That was cool.
yep.
That was cool. Oh, now you got me thinking, Peter. Maybe it was. I mean, maybe it was a setting. Let's go check. Gonna check it out.
I don't know. I look. I didn't see anything that.
I went to somebody else's live and they're good. Let me see. I didn't know that was a setting, but we'll check. BA doesn't care. Doesn't care about exactly what BA.
Yeah,
No, BA
Boeing.
cares. I think they might be off the hook. If the guy didn't follow his checklist, it's off
Huh.
the hook. But we'll find out. We'll find out. But that seat thing, that's the latest I see. There've been so many theories that the fuel was contaminated, the heat, so many theories, but they all kept getting debunked based on new information that kept coming out. And that's the latest one right now,
Right.
which makes sense. Which makes sense because man, listen, a dual engine failure is on these new jets is so almost not impossible, but it's very very unlikely.
Yeah, highly
You
unlikely.
know, the scary one that somebody had a thesis was that maybe the computer. Remember, these are not cables like they were before. It's a computer. You put your throttle setting, and the computer sends to the cable. If if the computer has an issue and it just tells you, oh yeah, you're not saying no throttle. And can you imagine that you have your throttles put and the computer says no, you don't have any thrust, and it puts it at,
Right.
at, at neutral? Oh, that would be scary, man. Nothing you could do there, but
Good
but
morning,
yeah,
everybody.
it's wild. Good morning, Andrew. How are you today,
Doing
my
fine
friend?
here. I am having a very good day.
Yeah, I
That's
saw that
good.
AMD. Beautiful, man.
Not even Peter can ruin it.
I'll
Good.
do my best though.
Yes.
That's
We were
good.
talking
That's
about
good.
the chat room, Peter, that how alcohol is just is a dead industry. You know, they
Yeah.
downgraded TAP. tap Molson Core, like all the provider and stuff. And I reminded of you that how you love um,
Yeah,
whiskey.
whiskey.
And we discussed
Yeah.
about that. One of the reasons that actually alcohol is kind of is doubt is because the newer generations are moving toward like other drugs, like ketamine, for example. There is Wall Street Journal. There's a lot of reports that they say, especially in the Bay Area, that they're using ketamine. The alcohol consumptions in the clubs and everything is gone down significantly.
Right.
So expensive. I mean, you take a pill, you're good for the whole night. You drink alcohol, you burn your
Yeah, and
wallet, and you got to
this
keep
on the
drinking, and the
body.
headache, the
Yeah,
recovery. Yeah,
very easy
I get it.
body. Yeah, I got it. Yeah. So
That's
we're gonna get Peter into trying the
Couple of,
recreational things.
yeah, I like
yeah,
that.
you think so? All right. Give it a try. You can do your best.
Um, but I reminded you, I
Peter's
used to love
taking
like skis that you were doing, but I don't actually enjoy it anymore. Like I used to love like the scotch and everything, but not anymore. I
Right.
just body just rejects it. All right, so
Right.
guys, we didn't all right, so guys, we didn't sorry. We didn't do the draw this week, so we're gonna actually give a membership today to
Andrew,
anybody.
Excellent.
share your camera on Zoom so we can see you
Uh
there too.
oh, you don't see mine? Let me
Not on Zoom, no. Just share it, please.
what happened? Oh, this that's
There we go. Got it. Good.
um yeah, so we're gonna give a membership to anybody who is um doing something for us. And also, here's another thing: is that not now, well, later toward the end of the show. One thing is that I can actually bring one guest to NASDAQ closing bell that we were invited, sponsored by Dash Trader Pro, which is a platform that we're using, and I'm a big fan of it. And you see, we're using it every day. So we can take one trader there. Anyone who actually signs up in the next few days to our 4th of July membership that we have, we make a draw from that. It's like about 10, 20 people or something. And then we take someone there. And then the lifetime members also, they get draw from there. So we can ask the 2 people there.
It's in New York, so you have to be prepared to be in New York.
Yeah. July 3rd, yes.
July 3rd in beautiful New York City.
Who doesn't want to do
July
that?
3rd, yeah.
I'm sure it'll smell great.
I would love that. Yeah. So this is so this is the one that we have. This is the membership level that if you want to, and if you're already a member, even if recent member, we can actually extend 12 months to your membership. So and the reason that I'm doing is because I appreciate the support of the community. So the money that the membership, the fee you're getting is all, we'll have always tried to add better content, bring guests, have events, like TEDx that we had, building new tools and stuff. So it's just building something together, like Wikipedia. It's all community building something together.
Yeah, a couple of years ago, we had our meetup in New York, and a bunch of us got to go to the NYSE for the opening bell, which was amazing.
Yeah, it was really nice. I think Thor went a couple of other times there. Thor is having a
Yep.
VIP pass, apparently. He goes every few months there. He talks with these market makers, the stars. He's very sneaky. I've been with him. He's trying to figure out what they're doing. He's super sneaky.
Yeah, we don't know what he's doing there. He's obviously made some connections though,
I know. He's
because you don't just walk in into the exchange there.
yeah, nice is very beautiful. Like you go there, it's just you get the ring, 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 I love it. I love to go to Nice, and
Yeah.
it's really, really Um, something is, I actually have really some good news. We have two new features that is coming to Trading Terminal. And again, I'm really grateful for all the people who are supporting as an early adopters of this platform. And I know there's a lot of improvements that needs to be done. I'm really grateful is that we're going to have the bookmap level 2 in there. So all the level 2 visualization that you're getting from bookmap, we're going to have it in there. I have to use a different name. Probably I might use order flow because bookmap, I think, is trademarked.
Yeah.
So a depth of market visualization and historical one as well. You can actually go replay it in historical. Another one is that we had this AI feature to Trading Terminal Scanner that you can find levels directly with it. So we trained a model that what are we looking for in terms of all these daily levels and stuff. It's not very difficult. So you have in the Trading Terminal Scanner to take care, you click on it and it gives you the levels that you can potentially trade at. So these are based on, Camarilla pivot points, Thor levels, daily levels, everything. So they can give you some of the trades, Avi trades, Avianci levels. So you can actually trade based on that. So we're all training these models. So you don't need to like this trading view building app, indicators old school. You train your model and then the language is telling you all those information all in one place. And the one thing is that is a lot of these features that we're adding actually pretty expensive. Like if you do the total NASDAQ total view book map, it's pretty expensive. But anyone who signed up now, I grandfather that pricing on that. But eventually have to pass on a lot of those fees back to the exchange as the users. So I might, if the NASDAQ total view, I have to talk with NASDAQ again to sign the agreements. I don't know the fees. I think it's something about $25 I have to pay to NASDAQ per user. So I have to increase the price, but anyone sign up now, I'll cover those fee myself as the grandfather price. All
Yeah,
right.
all these features that you see on Trading Terminal don't come cheap.
It's mostly the data. Like, honestly, I'm
The
happy to
data,
absorb
yeah,
all the costs. It's mostly the data fee. Like, now I see the business model of NYSE and NASDAQ. They are not only an exchange, so they don't get only fee from the transactions, but they make money from providing the data. And they get you. Anywhere that you go, they get you. Say you are sharing our real-time data, come up. That's
yeah,
a product that you're so. And now that I understand that's the business model. The business model is not actually a floor or providing this is the data that they're selling. They're in the business of selling data, and they get you. And that's the only cost, unfortunately, for now I see why DAS platform is expensive because they have to pay a lot of those fees to the exchanges. And they're not only one, that's another thing is, NYSE is one, NASDAQ is one, CBO is another one, and
right.
there are a lot of them. So these are the main ones, and each of them have their own charge and fees. And so come on. Um, Again, old data free. If you wanted old data, 20 minutes delay, free. But real time,
Yeah,
come up.
that's that's where the real value is. They know it.
Yeah, Raymond says, no, it's not a big deal about ringing the bell. It's just something, it's really just fun to do that. Like, it's not, I don't think it's ringing the bell, become a
Yeah,
trader or something. President did. Like, President and Melania went to ring the bell in NYSE last year. It was pretty cool. Um, but no, there's really no value. It's just symbolic fun gesture.
yeah, totally.
All right, so NVDA, we had some really great trading day, guys. For those of you who were not in the chat room, so I did one trade on AMD, two trades on NVDA. NVDA came out flat, but AMD was very nice, very aggressive trading on that. The positions that we're having is we're watching SPY and Q's making all-time high like a boss. Very happy, very proud of that, and we thank you very much for your attention on this matter, which is one of the favorite quotes that president uses at the end of the trip. It's very interesting. Thank you very much for your attention on this matter. Uh, oh, nice.
Yeah,
Lakim, you
AMD
sign up.
was
Lakim sign up for
AMD
one
was great.
membership. Uh, uh, So congratulations. Like him, you might come to NASDAQ with us next year, next week. Sorry, guys. I'm just get some one coffee and one water cup.
Keeping an eye on hymns here, everybody. It did top, round the top there. It's moved down a little bit. What a run it had this morning, though.
What what are you what are you talking about, Peter?
Hymns,
AMD?
HIMS.
Oh,
No,
HIMS.
hymns.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it had a really nice run up today.
Mm-hmm.
Really nice looking chart right up to about 10:15. Say 10:10, 10:15. When you get a chart like this, I always find that around 10 after 10 or 15 minutes after 10 is when you start getting this buyer exhaustion.
Yep.
Did you try,
Yeah.
have you tried have you done your double top short, Peter?
Not today, but it's still
Okay.
early. It's coming. I'm sure there'll be an opportunity. They're always almost every day. Just got to keep an eye out for it. So I'm
Yeah.
watching.
Qs SPY is back at all time high of day.
Hmm.
There's no stopping the SPY today.
Can't stop, won't stop.
Yeah. I had a nice trade today going on SPY calls. Bought some as we were breaking out. I had a nice run up on those calls, 615s, and got a really nice short right at the open on Tesla. Tesla was showing weakness right into the open. Um, you could see it the last 4 minutes. Um, really just starting to the sellers were stepping in, so kind of was setting up as a short for the open.
Not sure if you're meant to be talking, Andrew. We can't hear you.
I have nothing to say,
Oh.
honestly. Like
Okay.
a great
Fair
man
enough.
is a good listener. Like I have to be a
Yeah,
good
Tesla
listener.
is. I mean, it looks like NVDA wants to go to 158. There's a fairly large order there of about just under 400,000 shares, according to Bookmap. And Tesla kind of looks like a long, I would say. Let's take a look at what it looks like on Bookmap. Big order at 330 still. There's been a lot of buying today, so the CVD or accumulated volume is definitely very green today, which means there's more buying than selling. I'm pretty confident that NVIDIA is going to go to 158 here. I am not going to trade it, but just have had a good day. So PLTR took a big hit. Yeah, CRCL has that hit 200 yet? Oh yeah, it dropped below 200. That's been a great trading stock today. awesome short right from the get-go.
NVIDIA is taking its time if it wants to go to 158, Brian.
Yeah,
It's just
like I said,
it's a
we're
Friday,
it's
I
funny
guess.
'cause yeah, it's Friday. Yeah, it may not get there today. I mean, the volume is really dropping off. You look at the SPY, the Qs, all the
Mhm.
volume is really starting to taper here. Same with Tesla. Wow, Tesla just epic fail there.
Epic fail.
Back down to PDC. See if it holds there. Again, it's a little bit dicier time of day to try to, most of the trends have already sort of worn out. So I'm not. This isn't a great time for me to trade. So I'm just, like I said, I'm just sitting on my hands right now.
No, you're not. I see one of your hands.
Oh, let me sit on my hands.
Oh, you meant like figuratively. Got it.
Yeah. Well, if I'm, to avoid taking a stupid trade, I've switched everything over to my sim account
Okay.
because I just know I could be tempted to take a trade. So, and I just know this isn't the time of day where um, I usually give back money if I start trading at this time of day, unless I really see something interesting. Peter's got the thumbs up. So what did Carlos trade today?
Carlos, I know
Uh,
he went long NVIDIA for the breakout. I don't know, but he got out of
Oh,
it.
okay.
What else he did?
Yeah.
um,
Hey guys. Yeah, that was it. Nvidia. What else we had? What's the other one? Tesla. And Tesla stopped us out twice.
Okay.
But Nvidia was the one, man. It just gives us a hard time. So look at that now.
What a
Beautiful.
beautiful move on NVIDIA. Like, isn't it beauty? Like you see that. I
Did you
took
get
it.
back in? Did you get back in, Andrew, or
I
no?
did get back in there. You can see my screen. It popped up. I sold some, so I made my losses back. But I kind of knew it goes up there. Like that's why I said if it doesn't hit 157, I'm gonna change my name to Pablo Escobar, and it did hit. But
Oh
it's
man.
sometimes
Damn.
you know a trade, but you don't need to be in there. Like
Right, right.
it doesn't. I said it's a good trade, very probably high probability, but the reason that people lose money is they don't have this discipline of when to stop. It's like we talk about like drinking or other stuff. Is the difference between an addict and a social drinker is they know when to stop, and that's the only difference. And if you don't know when to stop, is that like a social drinker? You go, you get one wine, you buzz with people, you get the second drink, you have it, but the third one or fourth one, it starts becoming like you become socially awkward. You say things that you shouldn't have said. You feel bad that you don't deserve to feel like that, and that's essentially an addiction. An addiction doesn't need to be extreme. A lot of people are alcoholic without knowing them, or even without people labeling them. They just don't know when to stop in the next drink. The same as trading. So it's very important to know when to stop. Like I made $32,000 on one trade, and it was very good. I'm live on YouTube with I'm not bored because I have the community. We can answer questions, we can learn together, we can analyze things together. But do I need to be in every single trade? No. And again, if I'm not running this community, I would be walk away, going for a run today, going for
Yeah,
skiing. Like what time is
exactly.
it? 7:51. Go, it's winter, I can go skiing and spend time with family. If I don't have any family, but the children stuff, break fast and have fun, joke, have sex. I don't know, whatever it is, thing that you got to do, you got to do it after that. You don't need to be here. um
Exactly. Wow.
yeah, Tom,
NVIDIA
usually
really
I'll see it in no,
lot.
sorry, Brent.
Yeah, go ahead.
So I see it in the funded account. So in all the funded accounts, see people are traders. They just don't know how to keep it. Like we had this amazing trader, 749 or something. I know it's a lady. She just blew it up. Like stop trading. What are you doing? Like having this
Yeah.
consistency is very important. We know how to teach people to trade. I know that our community is one of the best communities that teach people how to trade. But what we can do better is to teach you how not to lose the money. And I have to, Brian and I have to be, with the example of it. And Brian also has a really good tendency of a stop trading. Or when he wants to be in something, he goes very small share size just for fun.
Yeah. Or like I said, I just if you feel like you just have to trade, just flip over to sim. You still get that dopamine hit. Uh Maybe it's not as much, but flip to sim. See, I would have been tempted to take this 158 run on NVIDIA and it would have been a fail. So I would have been stopped out, would have given back some money. So, I took it in sim and I lost money in sim. So I got to do a trade and I again proved that this isn't a good time for me to trade. But there's still that urge there.
Thank you very much for your attention on this matter. I love that when the president put that one at the end of the tweet. It's amazing.
I thought you liked the other quote, no crying in the casino.
That is legendary. That is legendary quote. No crying in the casino. Legendary tweet.
Yeah, PLTR back at low of day. Man, it's getting whacked. I don't know what I'm trying to figure out what's going on there, but don't see anything. I haven't seen anything yet anyway. $4 trillion market value on NVIDIA.
Oh, is it 4 trillion? Is it the biggest one?
Yes.
It's getting close. I don't know if it's
Uh,
quite there yet.
Oh yeah, it passed Microsoft 2 days ago and hasn't
So is
looked
it the
back
biggest
yet.
company now
Yeah,
in the
no,
world?
Biggest publicly traded company, yes, by
Wow.
market cap.
Yeah, definitely.
God,
Do we have any private
years
company that
ago
is bigger than that? I mean, probably, yeah.
Mm,
The
yes.
yeah,
Dubai
probably
Holdings and stuff,
Catholic,
yeah.
the Catholic Church.
Catholic Church Holdings, they're probably very big. Like Dubai Holding, all of those Kingdom Holdings, they're probably way bigger, yeah. And what's even Norway sovereign fund? That's also pretty big. Like that's a few $1 trillion. Norway is also a very rich country. Um, they have, I think, $3-4 trillion in their sovereign fund.
Yeah.
Norwegian fund, yeah, that's very easy. Yeah, you're right, Anthony. That's why we don't see a lot of Norwegian in our community. They don't need to trade. They have so much money. I don't think we have anyone from Norway in our community. Um, it's a small country, so much money they have.
Wow. CRCL is getting whacked again. Now it's epic drop below 200.
Oh, look at HIMS go down. Oh, that's a good
Yeah,
move down
everything's
after the.
kind of everything's selling off here. AMD's
Mhm.
pulling back. Tesla's gone. Tesla Tesla's dropped through the View app.
All right, guys, let's do the because I have a meeting with actually the data provider for building the book map. So I'm gonna actually do the YouTube picker right now. Um, so, and then I have to leave. Thank you for so much for your attention on this matter. Let's get
Level 2
participant
is.
start. Perfect. Eric Coes 14. Thank you so much for your attention on this matter. Congratulations, and email me, and we'll go into that. And I'm sending a newsletter today, guys,
Mm.
and about how we can actually take someone to the Nasdaq closing bell for next week. So if you are on YouTube, guys, you can go into the Wearable Traders homepage and then enter your email, so you can actually into my newsletter as well. So Thor, you're coming, buddy. You're looking good.
Why, thank
And
you, sir.
yeah, and I gotta go.
All
I gotta
right.
drop really fast. Yeah, ciao.
Okay. Thor, how's it going, man?
It's going good. He never takes me to the NYSE anymore, Brian. It's not okay.
Well,
Well,
first of all, we go to Nasdaq.
you
Second
got
of
your
all, is you already have a VIP pass in.
I'm just
yeah,
kidding.
you
I'm
got
just kidding. I
yeah.
would recommend for
I was gonna
everybody, by the way, out on YouTube, make sure you come by and take advantage of these things. Going to like the NASDAQ or the NYSE and getting to talk to these people, it's just experiences unlike anything you'll ever have. And it's, you got to know somebody like Andrew or somebody cool to get you in there. So, take advantages of these moments. Make sure you're really doing that because it'll be really awesome. So,
Yeah, I'm choked that you haven't you seem to always go there and you never take me.
well, I went there, but you were like on vacation, and you were either stealing
Okay.
pyramid power or you were in South America. It was one of the two. I forget which one.
Okay, I'll take that next time.
Absolutely. I'll let you know next time. I actually am trying to maybe organize something for the end of the year. I kind of want to go up to New York for around Christmas time, so maybe we can figure out something there, and
All right,
I can try and
and
message everybody I know.
you got a meetup coming up in what in couple weeks, eh?
Yep, couple weeks down here in St. Augustine, just doing a little get together, a little fun time just for anyone who
Nice.
wants to come hang out. It's not a big official thing with like TEDx's and all that, but it's going to be a lot of fun, and
Good.
we're just going to sing out, hang out, yeah, talk trading by the beach, and then I got like a venue. It's called Odd Birds. It's like this speakeasy bar that I got rented out for everybody, and it should be an
Nice.
absolute blast. So I'm short,
I can go
Brian,
back and
NQ from R4.
okay.
So I got short around. So I'm going for target right now. First, only one trade today so far, and it was this short after the loss of trend at R4 here, and I'm really liking it here. So we're making it work
Yeah,
here. So everyone YouTube, you can see that
we
there.
we did a pretty nice double top there at Yeah, around 10:40, 10:35 or 10:40 on the cues. Right at R4 too. So yeah, good one.
Yeah, it's a really it was a tough one because the market was obviously a rally this morning. So I was,
Yeah.
it was hard not to get long on this, but I don't like to trade against this range. So I was sitting on my hands as much as I could, trying to just not do anything until it got up here. But I think as long as my target's right in front of the open price, so it's pretty reasonable to expect us to go retest the open here after this sell. So fingers crossed we'll hit this one.
Make sure you actually are sitting on your hands, or Peter's gonna call you
Oh, wait, hold on. They're on
out.
her. I'm sending Peter.
Yeah. All right. We'll catch you later. Have a good weekend, everybody. Cheers.
Thanks, brother. Cheers. So, hello, everybody out there in YouTube land. I hope everyone's having a good one today, um, and chilling out. I did talk to my buddy Nathan today, so I am going to try and see if Nathan's going to come by and hang out with us a little bit today. So, for anyone who's interested in like doing book map or talking about things like that, I'll have him with us hopefully here in a little bit. But for now, I just want to kind of get everyone started. So today I wanted to start off briefly. First off, always got to do this point of order. Let's hit it, people. We're here, we're doing it. We're talking stocks, we're doing our thing. So let's make sure we like and subscribe and do all the things we're supposed to do as good YouTubers, right? We don't ask for much. We just ask for your interactions. So please throw those at us. Thank you. Thank you. So without further, so one of the things that I want to talk to you a little bit about this this experience I had this morning before we get into the technicals. I've been really kind of exploring the concepts of like, as many of you know, I'm a bit on the spectrum. So I have a really busy brain, really hard staying focused sometimes and keeping in things. So I've been actually working with Bear Bull Traders as in-house performance psychologist, as well as Awesome Future Traders, Dr. V, on doing some meditative stuff, right? So this morning, I actually attended one of her meditation sessions that she does with her private groups and really had a very interesting experience there as I was trying to focus in on what my day is going to be like. And I'm going through the things I have this thought come through my head, and I want to kind of run that past y'all to see what you think. The thought that was coming through my head is I don't take trades, I trade setups, was like kind of like the thought process I had, right? I don't take trades, right? I'm not here, although I am a trader, I'm not here to take trades, right? It's not my job to get in here and push a button. It's my job to identify and take setups, right? The trading part is the kind of the other side of that, right? We have to trade, right? Obviously. But it's not our job just to take trades. That would be like a baseball player and saying it's my job to swing a baseball bat, right? It's not your job to swing a baseball bat. It's your job to hit the ball, right? So you if you just go out there and swing your bat over and over again, it's very unlikely you're going to even hit the ball because of the lack of intention. So I kind of had this like inner monologue going on while I was still and quiet and reflecting. And that inner monologue really was saying to me, you don't take trades, you take setups. So today I'm showing you my only trade that I have taken so far today. I'm very happy with it, whether it works or doesn't work, because maybe not literally, but I sat on my hands. Sorry, Peter, I didn't want the call out. I sat on my hands, right? And then we pulled up here. We got a really big engulfing candle here at pre-market high, and then we struggled in volume, finding a lot of selling on the way up to R4. On a higher, wider range, R4 is the target. So my play called when that happened. So I now had a play. I waited for trend to break, and then as it reoffered, I got short and threw my stop above premium. So it's everything through my entire trading system and the way I like to do things. It's all of it, right? So for me, it's like whether this day turns out as a good day or not a good day, actually, or a profitable day or not a profitable day, let's say, is irrelevant. It's a good day for me, right? Because I was able to wait and I was able to take the setup that I really enjoy taking, right? So for everyone as we're going through here, I just kind of postulate like, maybe that's something we can really think about. You know what I mean? For especially for the next week and over the weekend, and really kind of try and marinate on this concept of, although we are traders, we are not here to trade. We are here to identify and take setups, right? Not A plus setups, B plus setups, C plus setups, D plus, F minus, zero level, like Grady grunt. No, setups, whatever your setup is, right? Whatever it takes to get you in and out, you should be waiting for that intentfully, right? So yeah, so that was my reflexive thing kind of on the morning I wanted to run past you guys. So there was a question in here about why the market is a rally right now. You know what? Solid question. So there's a couple of things I think are really impacting this, right? One of them is Fed decisions from recently, right? Trump appointed 2 new Fed officials. Those Fed officials are both seem to be highly interested in cutting interest rates, right? So where Powell was kind of flat, these want to cut, right? Cutting interest rates generically means money is going to be more accessible. Businesses will be able to, do more things and do more stuff. There's more open cash available for the market. You know what I mean? So people will buy, people will, and the market will generically go up, right? We also have had upgrades on a lot of our tech sector tickers that were lower, right? So NVIDIA and all these tickers are still a buy, right? But you've had other tickers like AMD, for instance, get turned to a strong buy, right? So the QQQ and the SPY are tech sectors, right? When you're trading SPY and Q, you're not trading an ETF, you're trading Apple, right? When you're trading SPY and Q, you're trading Microsoft, right? When you're trading SPY and Q, you're trading, it's the Mag 7 on both of them. And it's an amalgamation of the Mag 7, sure. But generically, if tech sector is hot, both SPY and Qs are going up. If tech sector gets weak, they go down, right? That's all. If you've noticed, anytime the tariff news comes out, we drop. Why? Because tariffs affect the tech sector, right? But if you notice the stables, which we could have I want to have a conversation about stable coins, by the way, too, and why anybody thinks they're useful. But I think that's a fun one. So you know what I mean? But anyway, so yeah, you know what I mean? It's going up because we have a lot of positive sentiment. The market is actually quite excited right now. People are quite bullish, right? People do still think, although we're at all-time highs, it is still a good time to buy, right? So, and as long as we make new all-time highs, and as long as people continue to think it's a good buy, right, we will likely continue to buy. Exactly, Ben. I couldn't have said it better. Euphoria, right, is the word, right? The FOMO, the greed, all the different things. There are people holding right now who have already made their profit, right, who are still holding. And these are who we're looking for. We're looking to get to that point where the folks who are holding start selling. Remember, we don't top because we run out of sellers. We top because we run out of buyers, right? And right now, that's what has not happened yet, right? We have not run out of buyers. There are still people, folks, institutions, and players out there that are willing to buy these highs. And until we can shake some of them loose, the market's going to sustain, right? So we may actually still be waiting for a negative news catalyst, right? So the market moves between catalysts. Right, we've gone through quarterly witching without too much issue, right? Where economically we're going fairly well. GDP numbers weren't bad the other day, right? So there's a lot of different stuff that's going on. Natalie, fair question. I do not swing trade hardly at all. I do take a couple of swings every now and again, but it's only when we're at monthly extremes, and it's very rare. So I don't really have. I personally true story, right? I started trading when I started trading just before the current administration became the last administration, right? Having traded for about the better part of a decade at this point, right? I've gotten to see some things, right? But unfortunately, becoming a new trader in 2017 to 2018 was probably about as fun as becoming swing trader, not new trader. Become a swing trader in 2018, probably about as fun as being a swing trader in this market will be, I just kind of had this every single time I got into a swing, I would hold it for like a day, a 2, 3 days, or a week, and then out of nowhere, wake up one day with everything the wrong direction and the other way. And I just realized I really liked day trading. I really resonate more with keeping my capital out of the market at night and then just hitting it when I need to hit it. You know what I mean? So let me get you the dates on. So the date for if I'll try and have Carlos maybe share again a link to my meetup if he can, if he's listening. And then the date itself is the 12th of July. So it's going to be in St. Augustine. And the venue is called Odd Birds is where we're going to be at. It's right near it's right near the Matanzas River. You can see me right. You can see it right here. Let me zoom in a little bit. Right there. When we closed this red one stuffed, we broke the low and pulled back up, and I hit it as we pulled back up. So you can see we're kind of slowly reoffering back to pre-market high. So this isn't looking as amazing as it was, but I'm just going to hang on to this one. So I'm okay if I end up taking a loss on this trade. Do I use bots? And then I will look at the AMD. So do I use bots? No. I do use this is called Pivot Bot, but it's really just a code in TradingView that has all my plays in it, and it calls them, but it won't enter them or trade them. But I do get all my play calls are from a bot, if you will. It's just my own, so all you got to do if you want it, you just go to TradingView and install Camarilla pivot plays. And you can just set an alert to Camarilla pivot plays and they will call for you anytime you want. So let's look at AMD. Was it AMD or was it Amazon? Maybe it was Amazon you're asking for to check the alert. It was Amazon, sorry. I don't think I got a play call on Amazon. Oh, okay. Okay, well, I'll do both. I'll do both. So Amazon has no play call for a couple of reasons. Number one, it didn't make the play call because the candle formation. So the play calls use heuristics, right? So we are actually evaluating like the levels, we're evaluating the candle patterns and some basic stuff in order to signal this kind of stuff. So because we opened under it and immediately blew through R4 to the top side and then closed under it, and then the next candle went up and closed above it, that killed the play. Having that candle close above R4 on a higher, wider range kills the play. So now it did chop around and it did eventually lose that level, but it never reoffered. If it had reoffered here and did it with the proper candle formation, we likely would have called that reoffer, but it just didn't do it. So on AMD, you can kind of see how it did it. So AMD rallied out and then it failed. As it came down and failed, it started to call the reversal play, right? But then it got invalidated, right? So, and then when it lost it again, see how it pulled back here? That's kind of more of what I'm looking for. It broke down and then pulled back up. That's where our play hits right there. You could go short there, throw your stop like right above this high, and that'd be a pretty clean entry. But yeah, it needs a specific. We're looking at specific candle patterns and such to really make those calls. And then so on mine, I have and then you can adjust. The other thing you can look at is check your play eagerness. So if you go in here, there's a field right here called play eagerness. So the play eagerness determine on 1 to 10 will determine how aggressive it calls plays. So if you lower your play eagerness down to now, if you're using, if you're lowering you can lower your play eagerness down. If you're using Thor mode, it may not let you lower that. I'm not sure if that grays that one or not. Yeah, eagerness is locked in Thor mode. So you would have to shift your play eagerness you'd have to use defaults. But in Thor mode, everything's locked to what I have it at. My play eagerness is set to 5 by default. Trader Bros, man. Good to see you in here, my friend. Thank you for fielding some of these questions. Oh, yeah, there we go. Come on. Let's get some more selling. So look at that offer to pre-market high, people. Look at that. What was I saying? We're heading back up to reoffer pre-market high right now. And look at that reoffer to the tick to pre-market high, and then off of it, and then a sell. I use TradingView specifically because my no, Thor mode's not the default. You'll have to go into the indicator and then go here and under options preset, select Thor mode. So, but no, I execute through DOS quite a bit, but otherwise I don't. So everybody, it's 11:15. And I wanted to say hello. My buddy Nathan is waiting in the wings, I believe. So I asked Nathan if he'd be willing to come on and hang out with me, keep this variety hour a little bit more variety. So for any of you who really enjoy Bookmap or like using those kind of tools as well as subs and stuff, this is my guy. Just a little introduction of Nathan to those of you who are unfamiliar or who have not been around Nathan. Nathan is a seasoned trader. I know this because I've been working with him for years and around him through Bear Bull Traders and other things. Also, on top of this, he's one of the best order book readers I know. He's a blue jacket winner for Bookmap. So he knows all of the settings, the features, the vast majority of things. So he's a real asset to have come on here. And I did ask him if he'd come on like once a week or so with me, and he's graciously agreed. So for everyone, if you like having Mr. Nathan in here, make sure you say hi as he's coming on. Give us a thumbs up into the channel and all of that stuff. We'll see the spike at his entry, and we'll know you love him. So make sure you're doing that. And Nathan, sup, buddy? Good to see you, man. How are you doing? How's the trading today?
Good. I'm switching over to TradingView, so I'm short with you on NQ and ES, just in the paper trading on there, just to get used to the platform.
Good stuff, man. Heck yeah. So someone was asking about TradingView, and I was telling them, we love DOS and we like using these platforms. We're just using TradingView just gives us the flexibility to code in the program. Yeah, look at all these people saying hi. What's up, everybody?
What's up, everybody? How are y'all doing? But yeah, I'm liking it. The more and more I mess around with it, the more and more I'm starting to like it. But yeah, that's the one I've always used.
Yeah, and I still have DOS, and I'm still using it for some. Now I'm traveling this week, so I don't have enough screens to run 2 execution platforms right now. So, but next week I'll have my DOS open. I wanted to Tesla today in DOS. Tesla did a really pretty buy right off of it went over blue, but came back, and look at the reoffer to S4. It was almost to the penny, and then it came off and broke S3. Ended up being a really nice rally. I thought Tesla with that opening sweep was going to be really good. If I had DOS, I would have hit that one right in there somewhere for sure. It would have been great, but
yeah, that
unfortunately
up at the top.
Yeah, exactly. So, but hey, NQ is it's taken its sweet time, but so far so good.
Yeah, the YM just seems like it just wants to keep going higher and just pulling everything up with her. I feel like these would really start to roll over, get some movement.
Ben Colts is asking, Nathan, what do you think about volume profiles?
Oh, I love volume profile. I think that's like a necessity when you're trading. So reading volume profile and understanding the offering throughout the market, the buying and the selling, and then which side is starting to take control and which side is in control. I think that volume profile gives you that extra edge for that.
Brilliant. Ooh, Kim H says, Nathan, your webinars on Bookmap are the best.
Oh,
Ooh,
thank you.
that's quite the
Thank you. I
compliment.
appreciate that.
Where does Nathan send that check to, Kim? I think that's is that isn't that a promotional $5 check? I think he has a $10 check he has to send you for that promotional.
You said you were going to cover those for me. You were going to cover those costs for me.
Yep. Let's go. We need a budget. We're gonna need a budget. Amber, you're having trouble finding Thor mode. Okay, so the easiest way is if you have the desktop version or whatever, you can just go into the indicators and just type it, and you'll see Camaria Pivot Plays by BruzzX, and that's the one you're looking for. If you're on the web version, you may want to go to the link. So it's an options preset. So you just download Camaria Pivot Plays, and once it's on, you just go to settings and go to preset, and then just select Thor mode right out of it. So it'll come with none as default, and then it allows you to set your own. Like this is default cam configuration. This is none. You do whatever you want. This is the default. This one version actually forces it to the DOS cams. So if you're using DOS and you want to have your cams consistent between both platforms, I assure you my system works in both configurations. And actually my cams quite similarly mirror DOS's. I just do a couple of different things because of features. And then there's a TOS futures version, which will make the futures look exactly like Thinkorswim's calculation on that to help you all there. And then the illustrious Thor mode brings us in there. Thor mode's the one that's locked down. So if you're using Thor mode, you don't get any options. So when we come back to pre-market high, boo. So we just don't have any quit in this market right now. So sorry, bears. It's gonna be a tough ride here while we wait to get this to work out, but it's okay.
Hey Ben, so what does yellow and orange mean? Yellow and orange just goes through the classification of the order size. So at the top of if you have Bookmap at the top of the screen, you'll see there's an indicator that, on the right side, it starts at red, orange, yellow, white, and then fades into the blues. So it starts as red being the largest order on your book. So that's going to be colored red. And then everything just fades down that color scheme based on the size of that order off of the largest order on your book. So the orange and yellows are just your orange would be closer to your red, your higher range orders, and then your yellows are starting to get towards the middle of those large orders. And then as you get to the whites and blues, you're getting to your smaller orders on the book.
So this really makes it the great thing about that. And did you hear Nathan? Did you hear what Andrew said about what he's working on in the?
I heard the tail end of it.
Yeah.
So I didn't hear exactly what it was, but he said something about a meeting with Bookmap.
So what's happened is on a trading terminal, they have found a historical level 2 aggregator, and they are going to create their own version. We are creating our own Bear Bull Traders version of Bookmap.
Oh, that's interesting.
That they're going to be utilizing a visual DOM that they're going to be adding into tradingterminal.com. So I am very excited to see how it turns out, with the idea. And no knock against our guys at Bookmap. This is a great platform. I think it's worth every penny, but it is pricey. So, and I think eventually what'll happen is I think Trading Terminal or one of those will end up in a sub model, but you're talking like, it'll be like probably like $40 or something instead of like the other, 40, 50. I don't know what the price will be, but it's not going to be anywhere near the cost. So I'm excited to test it and see how well it works, So
and for people looking for, some of those costs to get covered, joining the Bookmap Discord and the Bookmap Academy. Once you get into the Academy, like I am, you do start to get to where you can get the software part of it for free. So the software, it's for the Global Plus, I think it's like $99 a month. They'll cover the cost of that as long as you're participating within that Discord group by marking up your trades and submitting trades every week, then you can get some of that cost covered.
That's pretty amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, that's awesome.
So the good thing about all this stuff is people are always working away in there. But Aaliyah, I'm not entirely sure when it's going to be released. I know it is actively being worked on now. Right. So I will certainly make very large announcements when it starts to become available. I'll make sure to prime everybody and let you know when it's coming so you're ready. That way, as soon as it's out, we can just have a party. So NVIDIA, real quick. NVIDIA is in a higher narrow range, right? So today was kind of the day we would plan on a breakout on NVIDIA, and it did. Its ATR high projection is still a bit above here. But one thing I did notice is if we started to sell from here, if we went back to 2 days ago's close, it would be right where our ATR low projection is right now. So we're in a really nice spot to sell on NVIDIA, and the market is in a really nice spot to sell. Now, will the market sell? That's a completely different question, obviously. But I think the market is holding up here under the extended range. We're under R4 right now and just kind of holding. And I think we're waiting for tickers like NVIDIA and some of these other tech tickers that are screaming right now to kind of top out and start to roll. And then I think once that happens, our market will do that a little bit more. But right now, many of our tech tickers like NVIDIA feel quite strong, right? So nothing but positive order blocks underneath. So this thing's been buying up very, very well. So
Hey, Jonathan, are you talking, you're wanting my settings again? To show some of my settings on the futures? Oh, I don't see him answering. But yeah, if that's what he's wanting, I can do that. I can show the settings again. So I hear a lot of information with Nike. What's going on with Nike today?
all right. Nike. So let's look at Nike.
Just hanging out around R6 all day.
Oh, I typed in the wrong thing. Can you please? And now my screen share little, there we go, thing was in the way. And we're buying a little bit more.
Yeah, very heavy to the upside. Very, very bullish book. Look at that.
So Nike's in a really interesting location right now. So Nike is in a higher, wider range. So ideally, we would be looking for a short at this level. The issue with going short at this level is our ATR projection to the downside because of how high we went is really only about like $71. Right. So it's not like if we went short here, there's a massive expectation for a huge liquidation. But going long here just seems kind of silly. We've already I mean, this was a very powerful open, but we struggled a lot up into premium. So it just seems like we've run out of buyers at this level, at least for now. It would be difficult for me to short, although if I was going to pick a direction, it certainly would be a short. Um, and the order book shows strong structure till about 73, and then it's a void, right? So it kind of makes sense why we stopped right in front of 73 because we didn't really have any orders past it. So it's very unlikely they're going to negotiate it without orders past it. So we need to see more orders tier above 73 before it's really a long. So I would say, again, it could be a long. The order structure is stronger to the top side. So it looks like we likely squeeze to 73. If we can negotiate 73, I think it would be a really nice short potential. Like if you had gotten short from up here near 73, I'd be okay with you being on the other side of it as far as a stop. Just kind of be cautious because they may UTAD and rip into that if they can.
Yeah, they keep bringing those orders on and they just keep adding up to them and nothing down to the downside. Some even getting pulled down here to the downside. But Jonathan,
MNQ, almost back to my break.
yeah, I can show you some of my settings. Nike, this isn't a This isn't a very good one to show. Let me bring up something like NVDA. Oh, missed my A. But I'll go over futures real quick. NQ is probably the better one. Yeah, we still keep going higher.
I mean, the thing is though, is we're stair stepping up. We're not rallying right now. We're just
No,
offering. Like it's not that we're not really buying. We're just not selling either. So, and that's why
no.
we're just kind of choppy, and that might just be what happens today. So we'll have to see what happens. I'm really happy with this position overall, so I'm perfectly okay with taking a loss on it. It stinks. I was up about 2.5 hour on it. It wasn't enough to
Yeah,
take
I was
profit on
too.
it yet.
Yeah,
So
I
whatever.
still,
We'll see what happens.
but Jonathan, right here, you go to your heat map settings. And so for futures, the place you want to start is this upper cutoff. So what this does is it's going to highlight and bring in the largest orders on the book. I usually like to set it around a 95 or a 96, just whatever looks better to you. The lower cutoff, usually slide that all the way over for right now. That way you can highlight these larger orders on the book. Where a lot of this clearing up happens down here is this virtual or vertical smoothing and averaging. So what this does is this pulls a lot of the orders that are close together all into kind of one area. And to me, it looks like a fuzzy caterpillar. And it's just a little bit harder to read. If you go into manual and usually sliding this over one or two, will start to separate those orders out a little bit and make them really pop off the book for you. And they're not, you can see them more sectioned out rather than all pulled together. And then I like to go into advanced color map settings. The contrast on futures is generally all the way off. And then the brightness, I'll just slide over just enough to bring some of these smaller ladders in that pop in. And then with this lower cutoff, this is what I use to bring in the smaller orders and also to look and see how we're filled in on these larger orders for the ladder. You just start sliding that over and seeing what's starting to fill in. You can see we're still void on this downside, but we're filling in even these smaller orders on the top side as I start to bring them back in. So that's just kind of what I use just to see what's in here, what's in these spaces. Is there orders in there? And what starts to fill up first? We're void down here, so it's going to be hard to get down here unless we really start filling in or we find this big seller that really keeps slamming price as we get into this area. They really need to start to come in and then fill this book in a lot better to the downside because we're very, very heavy to the top side.
Mm-hmm.
And then the same thing on stocks. Stocks are going to look a little bit different than futures. You can see how bullish we are here, but it's going through that same process. Starting here with that upper cutoff, just slide that so those large orders start to pop out. Then, slide this lower cutoff all the way over, and then start with your smoothing and seeing what looks good. Two, so that's one, two, two over looks pretty good. And then with the advanced settings, I highlight, I bring the brightness all the way over, and then a little bit of contrast on this one for NVIDIA. The good thing is this will save for every future in stock. They can all be different, and it'll save the settings. If you have different settings for each one, it'll save those settings. So now this lower cutoff, what's nice about this is the same thing. This, like, what is it called? The contrast black on and off. You can just slide this over instead of going into the heat map settings, and that'll bring in some of those smaller orders. But you can see here, we're still void down here, and I start to slide that in. So which one starts to fill in first? Up here. We're still pretty void down here, filling in really well to the top side up there. So that's how I use the settings, just to clear up the map, make it a lot cleaner.
Yeah, beautiful. I like that a lot. Quick announcement here, just throwing it out there for everybody. So the kind of education you're getting right now and the kind of information you're hearing from our guy Nathan, this is the kind of stuff we're doing behind the paywall in BBT every single day. Now, I know for everybody out there, or not for everybody, for most of us out there, we're trying to keep our expenses down with stuff, but we want to join and be a part of the best communities, obviously. So there is, because 4th of July is coming up, we do have a really sweet elite access promotion going on right now at Bear Bull Traders. 50% off for Elite for an entire year, right? So that's a really big savings in the long run. So if you've been waiting for a time to really get in and get your money's worth, might be that time. So, just saying, you got a link up there. If you have a moment, and you're interested, I'd go ahead and click it and check it and see what's going on. So, anyway, so we're back all the way up here at R4 again, just seeing if we can entice these sellers, but we'll see what happens, bud, right? A lot of buying up into this level, and the order structure was still quite strong. So it kind of looked like it was a buy. So what are we going to do, right?
Yeah. Hey, bros. You can find them if you go to the Education Center for BBT Elite members, and then you go to the Education Center and then do the search in there and just type in Bookmap Nathan in the search, and that'll bring up my webinars on the website there. Yeah, we're still just grinding higher, slowly grinding. This is one of the days that'll put you to sleep.
Yeah, for real. Normally, like if I didn't have like a YouTube thing going on right now, what I would do is this would just be a range order, and I would just be off like watching TV or getting something done around the house, just waiting for either I got out or got in. And one of the things I highly recommend to everybody, it's one of the things I like so much about using TradingView is that, I can set my alerts, right? And then I can just kind of walk around and do stuff. And handle it. And I don't really have to worry about being all stressed out all the time about what it's doing. It's like
smartphone lifestyle.
Yeah, exactly. Smartphone lifestyle indeed.
Yeah, NQ's wanting to hold that high a day, but I don't know if it's going to have a choice. ES really squeezed through it.
I mean, NVIDIA is still just rocking and rolling right now. So we may need to wait for NVIDIA to get near its ATR high at one. It seems like NVIDIA seems to be like the big pusher today. So there's a good push in general, but NVIDIA's rock and roll. So I have a feeling the market's being pushed mostly, along with NVIDIA here. So we are getting near NVIDIA's ATR or ATH, or sorry. Wow, I just completely blanked out. ATR projection. So we're talking about his average true range, right? So from our session low right now, we're projecting based upon an average true range calculation over the past 14-day look back. Really should only move about $3.92 today, right? So off of our lows right now, $3.92 is $3.92 will be somewhere right up around here. So on NVIDIA right now, that's the main thing we're going to be. Oh, we just found a seller on Qs on the book. So you got NVIDIA starting to push up. You also have, let's see what the ES looks like too, since we're here. Right, we have the ES pushing too. ES actually tiered some extra orders into the top side during that push. So, but this is kind of the right spot. Again, NVIDIA is getting up near where it shouldn't go much higher than this, right? We should reverse somewhere within this range. If we're going to reverse at all, it should be somewhere up within this range. You can see kind of on ES and NQ, we're already finding some sellers in this area again, but NVIDIA keeps pushing strong. So until it gets done, we'll see. Thor, Nathan, how do you pick which stocks to watch? I've noticed that most stocks usually just rip through R3, S3, etc. How do you know what to watch at the open? So I'll give mine, and then I'll give Nathan his. So most stocks do rip through. I look for the ones that don't. So I have an alert system, right, that I use in here, and it's specifically looking for tickers that are ideally holding certain areas, but even the call itself, it calls and it goes through. This is why we teach things like order book reading and like VPA and like market structure and these other things, right? Because Camarilla pivots are just projected lines in the sand. They have no significance until they do, right? And I think that's a really big thing for a lot of our newer traders to understand with moving averages, trend lines, previous day's close, Camarilla pivots. Like it doesn't really matter like what you're utilizing as an indicator. It's not valuable until it is, right? You actually need to observe its interaction and see something happen to it. So if you're opening in a middle range on a higher, wider range, S3 should be the buy. Well, if it rips to S4, that lowers the efficacy of the buy because now you're technically too low. So you want to wait for it to buy back up into S3 and then re-offer S3 on the backside. I'll give you an example. Tesla was a solid example of that today, right? Tesla is actually in a lower range, right? So in its lower range, we would have looked for a bounce off of S4, right? Which is right here. So this ripped down into S4, but it overblew it, right? So I don't want to take it here. I want to let it go up and then come back and re-offer S4. And there it hit it to the penny, right? And then it came off. I would have went high right there, long right there at that new high, right? And then my target would have been R3. Boom, right? S4 to R3. Done, right? The next play is actually an R4 short or an R3 short in this range, right? So we allow it to fail. It comes back and it offers R3 from the underneath. Short R3, long stop, movement back to S3, right? Oh, I'm on Nathan. We got Nathan's screen up, not my screen. So I don't know if Carlos is listening. Maybe we give me a little shifteroo, but otherwise it's okay. I need to, one of these days I'll get in there. But anyway, so yeah. Nathan, do you use the so Nathan, two questions now. One, the same question, which was how do you pick which stocks to watch? And then the other one is, do you use the exact same strategy as Thor, or insanely different, slightly different, mostly different, partially different, or different only on days that end in Y?
My watch list is the futures and Mag 7 and AMD. It's the same every day, and it's just the alerts, whatever alerts come through. That's what I take a look at. So that's kind of what my watch list is. I have PLTR, BABA, got a few other things on the watch list that I trade well, so I throw those on there. But yeah, my system is pretty much the same as Thor's. I do like to partial and add every now and then. So sometimes I will scalp more than just waiting for the whole move. But that's more when there's more stability in the markets that I'll do that. For the last few months, it's just been one in and one out. Not a whole lot of scalping, but I tend to scalp more than Thor does. I'm trying to recycle shares or recycle contracts.
Yeah, I think I'll say this, straight out. I think you're a better momentum trader than I am. Like I think you read that push a little bit faster than I do. I've always found that that's just never been the skill set I was able to really develop in a meaningful way. I always found momentum very hard. That's why I don't add or take partials, because at any time I take a partial or I add, I end up just giving up the position. So I know you do it. I see you do it quite a bit and do it very well. So that's really cool. I like that a lot. Do you swing trade, by the way?
No.
Someone's asking.
No, not yet.
Yeah, I don't either.
I've read Brian's book, but it just hasn't stuck as well as day trading.
I really like Brian's book, actually. I still use a lot of that knowledge on a day-to-day basis, just not for like swinging, but it's still kind of cool to understand a lot of the methodology and what he's talking about, because it makes me like when we're at certain swing highs and swing lows, it's like, okay, now I know there's people doing this kind of a thing. But I could never handle swing trading. It keeps me up at night.
Always looking at the position.
Yeah, well, just wondering what's going on. Not even looking at it, just sitting there and like wondering about it. So yeah, you got thank you. We got a little share here. How to swing trade: a beginner's guide to tools, money management, rules, routines, and strategies. That's a good old Brian Pez hit, right? So I always found and I told this before. I started trading back when the current administration was the last administration, and it was a more volatile market then than it is today. This one, I feel like this one has been significantly more stable with longer moves up and down. The 2018, 2019, I mean, we were having 300 point like swings like every other day. I mean, for like months straight. It was incredible. The day trading was amazing. I mean, even us small banks were still making good money because you would have the SPY sell off 300, or NQ or ES, which I wasn't trading at the time, they're selling off a few hundred points and then coming all the way back the next day. And it just kept doing it over and over again because there was just so much volatility in the market. No one, that market, this market's a little used to it now. Oh yeah, we got punched in the face a few times before. We remember what that felt like. The old market was like, they had never seen an administration like that in 2018, man. It was wild. Everyone was freaked out. We had so many halts. I mean, I think we literally every other day was a halt. I mean, it was just crazy.
I couldn't, yeah, this is the most crazy market that I've been in. So yeah, I couldn't imagine even something that makes this look
Crazier.
stable. Yeah.
Yeah, this looks stable in comparison to 2018. Speaking of stable, all right. Is anybody in the YouTube thumbs up for me if you're into the stable coin? Actually, you know what? Thumbs up if you're not into the stable coin idea. I think I might get more thumbs up this way. Thumbs up if you're not into the stable coin idea. Does anybody in here really like understand? Yeah, I'm still in. I'm still holding. Does anyone have any idea why something like that would actually be beneficial? I've been trying to rack my head around it. Like why would I not just want cash
Yeah, I know.
or
I agree with
money in
your
my bank
argument.
account?
Yeah.
Like what like the stable coin, like as an investment vehicle, it doesn't make sense. It's worth the same amount in relation at any point in time. So which also means it gets hurt by inflation. You know what I mean? So the only
Hmm.
thing I think you're doing is creating a digital trail of every single thing you ever do. And that's it. Like, so like for me, like I guess I could understand using a stable coin like Apple Cash, right? Where you're just going to send somebody some money and it's easier to do it. But why not just deal it to them through your bank account?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's the decentralized part, I guess, but the stable coins are being bought by the government. DGA. You know what I mean? That's what we're talking about. We're tying the dollar to it, and the government's buying it and creating a reserve of it. So, is it really decentralized at this point? You know what I mean? So I don't know, man. It seems sketchy to me.
Yeah, I stopped looking at crypto a while back. Never traded it or, bought a few coins and stuff. Did okay on some things, but yeah, just I don't know. It seemed it was just harder to read than just things that have been around for quite a while, like stocks and futures and things. It
And
just
DayZ is with me in here, man. DayZ says digital government currency. Yeah, no. Yeah, you're right with me, Days. It's kind of what I'm saying. You know what I mean? I'm a country boy, old school libertarian. You know what I mean? It's. I'm like, really, more government? Can we just say no to any of that? So I don't know. I've been trying to rack my brain, around why a stable coin makes sense or why it's even something we want to do. And I just don't really get it. For me, if I'm going to go buy an asset that I'm going to hang on to for a little while, let's go get me some gold, right? I mean, it's like just go get you something that actually it's something that's finite and actually like gives you something to hedge against the market with, right? So gold's always going to be valuable, or like not always a strong word. For the near foreseeable future, it's certainly going to be valuable. And it's a supply that's always getting smaller, so its value inherently increases over time. So if you're going to stick yourself in something, why not do that, Well, now we're
we
above
might
R4 and the pivot bot is starting to think we're looking a little
we might
longish. I don't agree. I still like the idea of being short, but we'll see what happens.
we might be getting a turn here. So our buying pressure switching over a little bit and getting into some selling pressure, especially with this big strike up here. That's
Which one are you looking at?
61.90. I'm looking at spot gamma at the trace tool.
Which ticker are
So
you on?
SPX is the one that they
Okay.
have for their trace tool, but we can see we were buying in blue purple most of the day. Now we're starting to flip over and get some heavy selling areas coming into play. So this 61.90 on SPX. So where would that put us on? So what's that, about 62.40-ish for
Yeah,
ES? Might
SPY is
be
on a
might be
four
that
break right
spot.
now.
Yeah, we're starting to flip over a little bit on our pressure, delta pressure. Just need to see that book fill in. That's the one thing we're missing.
The book looks more bullish on Bookmap than it did when I originally entered, When I originally entered,
Same.
there was a really decent void where there are now orders. So, but as we're trying to buy higher, I still feel like we're struggling, and I don't feel like we're finding buyers. I feel like we're squeezing shorts. So still am happy. I'm very happy with the entry. So I'm not going to cut this one way or the other, but my gut is still in line also with the thought of us selling here. I just think we're waiting for NVDA and some of these other tickers to get high enough to really get into it. So Nathan, without the whole, I noticed that we had Spot Gamma at our Bear Bull Traders Vancouver TEDx situation very recently. And I know since then you've been getting quite a bit more interested in it. So, what can maybe illuminate people on what you mean when you're talking about, it's starting to sell and you're seeing, a change in that,
So here, look at
especially since your
trace.
screen's still up.
So this trace tool gives you a heat map, not quite like Bookmap, but just a sense of where buying and selling pressure will be.
Globally defined, Nathan, what is Spot Gamma?
It's a hedging. So they use option market information to look at hedging and what. So when you buy an option, say you buy a call from a market maker, they hedge that call depending on how much it is by buying the stock. They buy the underlying asset. So I mean, even on futures. So if there's options on futures. So if you buy a futures option, then you buy a call, they'll buy the future. You buy a put, they'll sell. You sell your call, they sell. You sell your put, they buy. And in that, there's something on options called a delta. And at the money call option would be 50 delta. So essentially you've got about, instead of 100 of the underlying, you'd have 50 essentially in what that value would be. As that starts to go up and you start getting more into the money, that delta starts to continue to 60, 70, 80, even up to 100. And that puts pressure on these market makers to hedge that position because they're short that call. So then they have to start buying more and more and more. And as that accelerates, you get into what you can get into as a gamma squeeze, which is the gamma is increasing so much, the delta is increasing so much that they have to continue buying and buying and buying. And you get more buying pressure. And the options market is a huge market. And the hedging that market makers have to do, they do it in the underlying assets. So paying attention to what's going on in the options market can give you a little more insight into where the pressure is and at what strikes maybe things might happen. Or, we have a large strike, a node here. This is going to be where there's going to be a lot of liquidity. A lot of hedging activity is going to happen once we start to get up into this node. So the dealers know that, the market makers know that, the market knows it. So this is an area of interest. This could be some resistance as we get up into it. And as we start to get higher and higher, and you can see our delta pressure, our blue, our purple, that's buying pressure. So as we head higher, they're going to have to buy more and buy more and buy more. As we start to get into the red, that's going to be our selling pressure. So as we start to get into this area, we would expect maybe some of those call options to be sold or some put options to be bought. And the dealers and the market makers are going to have to hedge those positions by selling as well, which could then give us our turn off of this node as we're starting to get into more selling pressure. So it's just giving you a little bit of insight into what's going on with the market according to how the market makers and dealers have to hedge the positions on their side, if that makes sense. So here we're just really starting to turn over.
So I think that's really, so I mean, I think, there's someone was asking, can, Nathan do a webinar on it? He can certainly come in here and we'll chat about it more on the weekly, but I definitely think it would be cool for him to do a webinar. So I think we'll definitely make sure to mention that to Andrew and, maybe inside of BBT for obviously one of the webinars, maybe we can have Nathan do a full webinar on Spot, but let me talk to Andrew about it. Maybe that's something we could do,
Yeah,
because I think that would be a lot
I'd
of
be happy
fun.
to.
As we start to get into like the last 5 minutes of our show here, I wanted to talk about a couple of things. Number one being Carlos just shared a link. That link, it says Eventbrite, and on there, that link right there is the link to the St. Augustine, my hometown meetup that we're doing here shortly. So if you are in Florida, you're going to be around mid-July and you'd like to come by, hang out with a bunch of traders, get crispy at the beach and then get some good grub, have some drinks and shut down St. Augustine, come on out and hang out. I'd really like to have you there. It'd be a lot of fun. So yeah,
Each time.
that's right. Beach time. So make sure you do that. If you're interested, click the link and sign up so I know you guys are coming. And then, yeah. So also, I wanted to remind everybody too, Andrew had just announced recently that he's going to be trying to do like a little contest I think to take someone up on the NYSE with him and stuff like that. So if you get a chance to win that one,
That
do
would
it.
be huge. I've been to the
Yeah.
NYSE not as many times as Thor, and it's amazing. It's kind of, you get awestruck. I was
Mm-hmm.
definitely awestruck just thinking about the amount of money that was going
Mm.
through these large servers that you're standing around, and it's actually kind of pretty quiet. Everybody's super friendly there. It's easy to talk to people, and
Oh,
it's
it's great.
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I have
if you get a
a buddy.
chance.
I have a buddy, Nathan, who is he actually used to be an institutional trader that I've been talking with recently, and he actually used to like work for a large, actually a large Canadian. He used to work for RBC, Royal Bank of Canada, and he was an institutional trader for them, buying and selling off of the 401ks and handling everyone's like orders and stuff. So I'm gonna try and have him on sometime and talk about the institutional side of things, because that's what really moves the market. And so it's really kind of cool. So
Yeah,
hopefully we'll have
we're
him on.
getting those orders pulled on the top side on ES now and started getting them added on the downside.
So our
If we could
book is
flush,
flipping a little bit. Yeah.
yeah, if we could flush lower, might stop some of these longs out and flip this book over.
Yeah. So when we're saying book flip, right, what we're talking about specifically, right, is that what we're talking about specifically is that as now, and notice right after Nathan said in spot, he was recognizing a shift and a kind of a change in sentiment, right? And we were in kind of the right area. And notice now as well, our book is starting to flip. So what we mean is our top side orders are coming off and we're getting new orders put into the downside, and or the top side orders are just coming off, right? Sometimes book flips are more of an optical illusion, but they work. But it's like you had big orders to the top side, and now that the big orders are gone, all that's left are the smaller orders to the downside. They just look bigger because they're bigger than the orders to the top side now. But it changes the heat map. So you can notice before where ES looked very strong to the top side, now most of our order structure is actually below us, right? So, and we're selling into those orders, and when we buy, we absorb, right? So
Yeah,
we
that
are starting
volume.
to look a lot more toppy now here, kind of like how we were looking when you and I got in a
hmm
while ago. It was looking a little bit more like this. So we'll see what it does.
That's our VPA, that volume really dropping off over here is we may look to be fading some.
Mm-hmm. Well, awesome. Well, everybody out there in YouTube land, it has been a great week with you all. I really, truly appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed having Nathan on. If you did, make sure
Yeah,
you
thanks,
thumbs
guys.
up, like, subscribe, all of that stuff. Links to the Florida meetup, links to our our July 4th sale are both in there. So make sure you take a time, get in there, come say hi with us. Otherwise, I will see you next week. Big week next week. We got Nathan, Dr. V, as well as Lenny coming in next week. So I look forward to seeing you
Nice.
guys. Talk to you later. Keep it green. Thanks,
See you
buddy.
guys.